we are live. Hello, everybody. Hey. 7:30 on the mark. We are back after 2 weeks.
We're so
1 week off, but it's been 2 weeks.
Yes.
We are all trying to get our heads back in the game. Our dice, hopefully, back on our side. It's gonna be an interesting one this week, to say the least.
I hope so.
I
need this to be great.
Get it.
Shorty.
Get it.
Yes.
Better be great. No kidding.
This off screen. It's gonna look.
You don't even want to know what's hiding in my bag. Right
Woo!
now. There's some good stuff.
Oh, I know which spelling card I'm missing. It's disguise self.
There you go. So we've got everything set up. A couple last minutes run-ins with everything. We've got some good food on the table. We are, I think, good to go unless there's any announcements.
No announcements, although our little awesome D6 dice from Dungeons of Doom with the cool skulls in the D6s.
Do you want me to give a close-up?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
We are going to be giving one of these away per week starting after this stream. So every week we'll do a sort of a week giveaway to give away one of these to join your collection. Not the whole set, because we want other people to be able to win them as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Plus, it's a special occasion when you get to roll a die with all skulls on it.
Yeah, exactly. You want that to be the killing
great,
blow.
you guys.
Exactly.
Everyone needs like that lucky D6 that just keeps turning into like exploding sixes.
I feel like that should be my DM inspiration die.
Oh.
Because I can just give character inspiration for like good roleplay and stuff, which I haven't really done yet.
With skulls on them?
We're not good at it.
Because that's the point.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, we want like stars or hearts or something.
Something nice.
Like,
Inspire them, I
glitter.
dare you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So look at our Instagram, Dicecream Sandwich, and we'll be posting those, I think, this week.
Heck yeah.
So.
Heck
Sweet.
yeah. Heckin'
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to go ahead and play our intro, and we'll see you guys in 1 minute.
Yeah!
And we are back. Alrighty, so diving straight into tonight's episode, we got some good catch up. So last we left off,
Like for fries or
like
Did you home make the ketchup?
I did.
Wow.
is it a homebrew
Crushed
ketchup?
some of it
No, he's following a recipe for this ketchup.
Like a homemade ketchup. With
Like, he
a
might have like
sriracha
added some
would be
things
really
to it.
The first ingredient is 2 cups of blood of your enemies. Just like swirl it in there.
A cup
have
of
that.
borrowed sugar.
We don't have that. We need that.
Sugar, yeah.
Yum.
Alright, so
Do you know how much sugar is in ketchup?
Okay, let's just get to the cake.
it's like as much as in a Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah,
That's all.
it's like
amazing.
ridiculous.
That's why it's so
You
good.
drank
That's why
a can
it's
of
so
Coke,
good.
ketchup.
Welcome to our new podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
discussing
discussing
condiments.
discussing
Can of
It's
condiments.
called Vancouverites bitch about common condiments.
First world.
What might call it?
Not
Leaky
problems.
condiments.
Leaky
Yo,
condiments.
all right, that one. That's the winner.
That's the winner. All right, so last we left off, the party had made their way out from the village of Valaki, traveled through a series of places, eventually finding themselves in the village of Kraisk. They went to the Abbey of Saint Nope.
Nope.
Found the abbot up there, a very
Cool dude.
pristine
Nice
man,
guy.
for lack of a better term.
That guy swallowed the red pill.
With everybody else surrounding him, all these mongrel-like creatures, all deformities in different places on their arms, they eventually bartered some kind of not an agreement by any stretch, but some kind of a peace with the abbot. Took a look around, managed to find some interesting things on one hand, and no things on other hands. All the no.
Don't like that.
All don't like
Not
that.
at all.
Not liking that.
Nuns and kids
Unless
don't
almost
like
getting
them.
attacked by a flesh golem, but it being rapidly turned around by one of the mongrel folk who was escorting you.
Your buddy, Clovey.
Yeah.
Should have brought
The
Cloven
man.
along.
Cloven,
He's
yeah.
the man, the myth, the legend, Clovey.
Eventually making your way out from the Abbey of St. Markovia, however, you spent the evening back in the village of Kraisk inside the abode of the burgomaster there. Very humble, everybody just coming and going for dinner. Kind of a nice little change of pace for what all of you are used to. But setting out the following day, embarking on what you knew would be at least a 2-day trek, given the lack of horse abilities, you managed to find your way down along the road, bypassing the Wizard of Wine's winery and bypassing another detour off of the road, eventually finding your way along the Solenka Pass, one of the first steps on getting to the Amber Temple. You managed to come up upon a green flame barrier, which surprisingly enough, managed to summon a wall of water.
The one time it does it.
Force it.
And then it comes in handy.
Forced it into that green barrier and embating the flame just long enough for everybody to slip through, only singeing the back end of the... Is it the daddy wagon?
It's definitely the
It's
daddy.
still the daddy
It's
wagon.
still the daddy wagon.
We got it painted on there in game. Like
You did.
we can't retcon that.
You can't retcon that. So, with that done, you managed to make your way through. You're now decided to make a little bit of a way away from the main road, just to a small, what looks like potentially a guard tower, where you found a locked door. And that is going to be where we pick things up this week. So, party, what is it you would like to do next?
So are we at the...
So, you are at this entrance to what looks like a guard tower. It's give or take 20 feet by 20 feet, pretty much square, but kind of an octagon kind of thing.
I'd say from experience, no one try to open the door away.
Can someone look, kind of walk around the
I
perimeter,
can sketch around.
see what's happening?
So this is right on the edge of the cliff. So on 3 of the 4 sides, it is just sheer drop.
Oh, that makes
The
sense.
only entrance is right on the side that you are on.
Okay, can we
fly around?
can I go and kind of like look up the sides?
I mean, we could send the imp around to see what's going on.
Yeah, we do actually.
Oh yeah.
Old
Doc,
boogie board Rick.
can that,
Yeah, I'll get him. I'll get him on it. I'm just gonna have Rick do a quick spiral around it.
Okay. Yeah, so he flies around the outside. No doors of any kind on the sides, on the cliff side. There
That's
are
up.
arrow slits.
Okay.
And then there is a roof as well with a staircase that descends through a trap door that is currently closed.
Can he peek in any of the arrow slits?
Yeah. Kind of looks up and tries to figure out anything that's in there. He sees on the second floor, the upper level is windows set in all the walls that are all boarded up or broken in some way, so the arrow slits are the only way that you can see in. There's a rusted iron ladder bolted to the floor and ceiling up to the wooden trap door
I
above.
could use that.
And then there's also a stone hearth with a direwood's head mounted above it.
Ooh,
Oh, what?
cool. We could use that too.
Direwolf's head.
Direwolf's head.
Goes
Some
right next
nice
door.
taxidermy.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Crack that bad boy open.
Teeth barred. Not too shabby.
I want me some wolf teeth.
The rooftop trapdoor in the ceiling, you are able to see through that, you would imagine, connecting to the ladder below. Stormy gray sky above. There's 10-foot tall gold-plated statues that stand atop the battlements facing outward in 3 directions, off the edges of the cliffs. Each one depicts a nondescript human knight holding a lance in an aggressive stance.
Hey, there's lances up there for you, buddy.
I don't know, this one's pretty good.
But
I'm
they're
not gonna lie.
gold.
I do
Gold's
like
actually
gold.
something you really want to
like-
have in battle.
But they're gold.
Minecraft taught me that.
I
Gold
do
is
have
soft.
all the gold that I can muster.
But
right
do you
now.
have it in spear form?
It's true, I don't.
As he's flying around, his wing beats also stir up a little bit of the snow that's on the ground, and he notices that there are several human skeletons clad in rusty assortments of armor that are on the ground of the top floor.
There's skeletons
This is the
too.
roof?
The
Or
roof.
the okay.
It's gonna be a great time.
So
Let's
there's
go.
like main floor, second floor,
Ladder
and then
to the roof.
ladder to the roof. Okay.
Correct.
Knights on top of the roof.
Correct.
Horses in the back.
Hat is mad as black.
Party in it.
Alright.
All right, let's get in there.
Horseback, is that okay?
Allura, do you feel like? I mean, I can help check for any traps that might be around, but do you want to try the door once we're done?
I'll check for traps on the door.
Sure, go for it.
Can I assist?
Yeah, you can. So roll at advantage. Investigation.
Oh, that was gonna be so good.
That'll be a 25.
25.
Dang.
Not trapped as far as you can tell.
Okay. I will
Just
pick.
stuck hard.
I will. It's stuck.
It's stuck. So
It's
as you,
locked as well, though, right?
it's not locked. So as you push against
Oh.
it, you hear like there's a wooden bar of some kind across the inside of the door.
Would anyone like me to take a crack at this?
Yes, I would.
The last time you pushed through a door, we exploded a wagon.
Les?
Maybe you guys should just take a step back then.
It's not. The door's not trapped though.
You
It's
should
just
explode with friendship.
bar.
through the door.
Here
Barricaded.
comes friendship.
Barricaded.
Is someone
like,
holding
that's
the
lightly
door and they're gonna
barricaded.
open it and you're just gonna go right
There's no lock on the door at all. Okay, Les.
Yeah, it's just a steel banded door.
I think likely it'll be Les and Hope our best bet to try to open this. I'll step back.
Can I cast guidance on Les?
Sure. Yeah.
Because doors, we're never.
Because doors.
We're always shitty with doors.
So Hope is going to assist. So you'll be rolling an advantage with a single d4.
Okay.
Did they tell you which dice set they want to roll with?
I just told them we picked the glitter snot dice. Can I show our viewers? This is the glitter snot dice. Am I good?
What show?
A little closer, probably right about here.
So
There you
it's lime green with yellow gold glitter. Glitter snot.
Part of the ever so lovely random bag of dice that I bought from Amazon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that one though.
10 cents
All
a piece
right.
for 20
Kicky
bucks.
Down Dory, one of my favorite games.
Alrighty.
For the record, I'm standing way back from this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Well,
hanging
just
out.
on the other.
Back. Hope is. So it's both of them kind of double footing it.
That'll be a 20.
A 20. Okay. With the d4?
Yep.
Okay. So you take a couple steps back, plant yourself, charge in, and you try to find a single weak point, both you and Hope, just ramming your shoulders in, and you just bounce right off. The door cracks slightly, but it does not actually cave in. Whatever is on the other side of this, you'd imagine, is pretty firm.
There's something very
That's
heavy
what she
behind this thing. My leg kicks are pretty damn strong.
Is
Do we
there-
want to just try again?
Can I look,
Yeah, give it another go.
can I look up the tower? Is there like any maybe handholds like climbing up the side of it?
Pretty sheer.
Alright.
And
Doc,
there
are
was no
you still
windows,
flying?
right?
All the windows are boarded up, and they're all
I mean, I
reckon
facing
I can still fly,
outwards,
but
not
there's no
faced
way
back
in.
towards the pass. So you'd have to
There's-
be out on the
we
side
saw
of the building,
They're
and
on
then
the
onto
top.
the second
top.
floor for the windows
yeah.
to be able to do anything.
So my question, I guess, would be
Still be fun, 'cause
if
it's
I
10 minutes.
cast.
10
You
minutes.
still
How
have fly
far
active?
past the wall is it?
We can just
You
ask.
still have fly
Yeah.
active.
Oh, do I still have fly?
This is active for an hour.
Oh.
Right? You guys only
Oh, I thought it was
literally
10
just
minutes.
passed.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's an hour. If it's 10 minutes, you're still probably within that. I'll double check.
Okay.
How much weight can you carry?
But hold up, that would be 30 feet away from Hope, though, and his code.
Oh, it is up to 10 minutes. Yeah, it's cold, but like cold more so in this case. It's like excessive cold. It's not going to be instant damage. It's going to be over time. Your muscles start to atrophy and freeze slightly.
Okay.
You know, if you're gone for 5 minutes or something, it's not going to hurt you.
But it's been about where am I
But
at?
at this point, it's been maybe 3 minutes, 4
Okay.
minutes.
With the
You
with,
saw the green flame. You stopped and thought a little bit about what to do.
Okay.
Les created the barrier, and you walked right through.
Okay. Hey Les,
Oi.
you keep trying this door. I'm gonna try a fancy way, and I'm gonna float up to the roof.
Are you gonna do
that
like a bit
doctor
where you
always
press the
doing
elevator?
fancy things.
So, floating up onto the roof, you see the disturbed snow on the ground.
Yep.
You see some of the skeletons. There are a few broken bolts there, a few intact crossbow bolts. You see there's probably half a dozen, maybe 7 or
Okay,
more.
I'll pocket those for later.
Okay, so you've got 7 crossbow bolts.
Cool. Can I do a quick investigate on the skeletons? See
Yeah,
if
go
I
for
can get anything out of them?
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
And when he's doing that, I'm gonna push the door in. But when you're ready,
Similar thing to last time. I'll guide my friend Les.
That's an 8.
8. Looking around, it's a lot of rusted armor. The nice thing really is, as you're looking through everything, you can kind of just pick up the armor and shake it, and just a bunch of snow comes out. There's nothing really of any interest.
Yeah.
Running your fingers through, not much there.
How about the gold statues?
Gold statues are fairly well done, smelted, and solid pieces.
Yeah.
About 5.5, 6 feet tall. Long lances, but they're all very intricately designed and all hollow.
Are they any like figures I would recognize?
Very nondescript.
Okay.
Just general
Just a couple of dudes.
face.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said there's a trapdoor.
Trapdoor.
Okay. Can I crack that?
Sure. So as you go to do that, you and Hope can try one
so
more time.
instead of like running and hitting it with the leg, I want to like just go up to it and just go, just try to like push my way in.
Sure. Go make another strength check at advantage with a d4.
So this is strength 2 again.
Yeah, DC's gone up because you already failed once.
Right.
This will be the last.
All muscle.
Muscle up.
You can't make it.
No.
So you just kind of go up to the door and like you find that little slight crack and you just kind of try and get your fingers in there a little bit and maybe break it open that way and that's not working. And you find one of the sides of the door that's actually opening and you realize, oh, it's hinged. It's not just like, you know, a door that falls over. So you like push up against that and you're able to move it just a little bit and you see that there is a very thick, like 4x4 beam blocking the inside of that. You would have had to have a very strong run at that to maybe crack the housing that's holding that beam in place off.
Can I pull out my climber's kit? Because I just don't want the doctor to be alone, caught alone, going in up there.
Sure.
So can I try to climb the side?
Yeah, go ahead and
up to the...
I'll get you to roll an athletics check for this.
So, okay, before you do that, sorry. What I was saying earlier was I could cast rope trick, which at least will get us 10 feet in the air with my rope, and then we can go from there.
Be to the second floor.
So I know, but like, if you want to climb, that at least gets us up
We've
there.
got the immovable rod.
Would
know.
Would
no, we
that
don't.
make
Sure.
it easier for Allura, or would that just make it harder?
Oh,
Like,
really? It's pretty much the same either way because it's depending on how you're trying to climb it, right? Like, are you trying to grappling hook up to the top and then just go up a rope if you have a grappling hook, or you just
I have a
literally,
climber's
like,
kit, which is
Oh, hey, I got a crazy thought.
Yeah.
What if Rick carries your grapple up and I tie around one of those bad boys?
That'd work.
Thanks,
He's able to carry
thanks,
that.
Rick.
Well, Rick could theoretically carry the immovable rod, click the rod, and then attach a rope to the rod, and then you just climb up.
He could do that.
Well, how does Rick feel about that?
Rick
Wait,
feels
why
great
have we
about
never done that before?
I don't think we've really been in
Welcome
this.
to multiple items on multiple characters being used by other things.
Yeah, I don't think we've really
You
been
don't know what
in this
everybody else
position
has.
much before to
I've been moving
Yeah.
vertically.
to be climbing.
Yeah, I can do that if you like. I'm not going to pop in just yet. I'll just throw open the trap door so I can.
Yeah,
kinda
I
see
just
what's
I
going
think
Okay.
opening a door.
Yeah,
We should
we've
have
learned
more than one person.
No, no.
we've
up
learned
there.
about splitting the party, but I'm happy to climb up after you as well and come with you.
Cool.
Well, either way, you said you were opening the trapdoor when you were
Yep.
up there, so just you all just hear a loud, and the doctor just kind of looks down. It looks pretty empty. There's a hearth on one side, unlit, long, stone cold. There is the direwolf's head mounted above the hearth, kind of teeth barred, lips pulled up. It's quite a nice piece done overall, mounted onto kind of a cedar backboard, shaped of a shield. But otherwise, pretty much empty. It's just the staircase that's going down.
Okay. I'll just wait till Lyra gets up.
Okay.
Cool.
Go down.
So,
Do I still need an athletics check or?
no, for this you're just climbing a rope up with the assistance of that. You're
So did we
essentially
use the
just
rod
walking
for the
this.
rope, or did we put the rope up to the...
No, I tied the rope around one of the
Okay.
guys.
Yeah. So rope is tied around. Everybody's able to make
I was just gonna
easily
come
enough.
alive.
Essentially, you're just feet planted on the wall and just pulling yourself up. walking
Batman Robin
vertically.
style.
Exactly. And you eventually make your way up to the top. No issues at all. You can see the trap door open. You can hear the doctor rustling around inside already.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll pop down there.
Down in.
So wait, the top is where all the bodies and stuff are.
Correct.
Okay,
Skeletons.
I'm gonna also peek around through there and see if I can see anything interesting.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Wait, am I the only one that's not up here right
Correct.
now?
Now I'm here.
Oh, we're down.
We're
How's it
chilling.
going?
We're chilling.
How's it going, Wes?
Fuck.
Hey, ho.
6.
6.
Yeah.
Nothing you can find. Doctor found a couple of bolts and he shows those to you, but otherwise,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Anyone need these?
Allura, perhaps.
Yeah, I can use bolts.
All right. Toss them over because I don't need them.
How many was it?
7.
7 total.
She is
Thanks,
the
Doctor.
crossbow expert.
You're
Why
not
the
even
air-
I
here.
like throw some
Why the air
sardine
force?
down
Talking
the
to
side of
right.
the wall
Who are
and
you
then
talking
pull
to
the
right?
rope up.
I thought that meant you were really good at something. Isn't that what humans
And
people
now
say?
we're inside and we can't hear less talking.
Wes, you're
Oh,
just
no.
talking to the ears.
When people said to me back home, like, you're a really good fighter, I thought that meant I was a really
We
good
We
fighter.
can't hear you.
Is this something you want me to
Nothing's
ask
happening.
about?
So looking down, not descending the stairs quite yet, but just kind of getting a peek at what's underneath. You see that there's a cold hearth standing across from the door, same place as the one that's on this side, so you'd imagine it connects to the single
Yep.
chimney that goes up to the roof. There's wind howling down through that hearth, stone staircase that you'll be able to walk down. That's about it.
Okay.
Nothing inside as best you can see.
Anyone want to take a look at that wolf head?
Yeah. Oh, I can take a peek, but I'll make sure it's not trapped before I start touching it or examining it.
Sure, go and make an investigation check.
Do you want us to come help you?
We can't hear you, Les.
What's what are you
Oh,
talking
fuck
about?
me. Alright, 5.
It's probably fine.
Start reaching,
It's fine.
reaching your hand
Yeah.
inside.
I stick my head inside the wolf's mouth, like, anything in here?
Totally fine.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
nothing.
Nothing. All right. Does that count for my investigation of the wolf as well?
I'll say sure. You kind of like rummage around inside the head for a little bit, and just kind of like stick your arm right into the back.
perfect.
You notice that there is a
This is gonna
small
go take a
satchel of
shit.
coins.
Yeah.
Pull that
Oh,
out.
like-
It's got 6 silver pieces in it.
Everything's coming up a leaf.
So yeah, you've got a little satchel of 6 silver pieces. You would imagine maybe wages of some kind for a guard.
It's Barovian coin. Right?
Barovian.
Okay.
Is there any
Let's,
heraldry on the shield?
On the shield, no, it's just a single piece of wood.
Okay.
It's just carved in the shape of a shield.
Oh, I see.
It's getting dark. Let's go downstairs and let
Alright.
these guys in.
I quickly just want to check like into the chimney and see if there's anything hidden inside.
Sure. Make a perception check looking at the chimney.
19.
19. Looking up, trying to get anything. Like rubbing, even just like running your hand against the wall. It's a little bit on the city side, but overall looks
Okay.
pretty clean. It looks like more than anything this is just a guard tower,
Okay.
long abandoned.
Cool.
You do notice now there's the 4x4 giant block of wood that's barring the door, and between the two of you, you're able to kind of lift that up,
Yeah.
heave it off of one side, and eventually allow the door to be open.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So,
So everybody inside. It's not night yet by any stretch, but it is. You do of course have the ability to bed down for the evening. if you'd
Everybody,
like.
including Casimir, would bring him inside this as well. I think.
There's more than enough room between the 2 floors for you to be inside. It is cold. I mean, blankets and everything.
It's not.
Well, you're immune to the effects of extreme cold, but
Can
it's
we light a
still,
fire?
It's
We're still
still
chilly.
cold. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can light a fire if you
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
We'll light a fire.
Light a fire. First floor, second floor.
Second floor, perhaps, to conserve the heat rather than making it.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, I mean, I've got a tinderbox. I could just light both of them.
Plus, if anything is going to come at us, I'll have to come at us from downstairs. At least we have a.
I
top
agree.
floor
I think we
then.
should
I'm
have
lighting
that on the
both.
second floor.
Okay.
I think it was really easy for us. I think we should go in the bottom floor.
I'm
was
still
really
lighting
easy.
both.
Lighting both.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Tinderbox out.
Fluff.
What are you lighting?
On the ground. On the stone floor.
There's no wood anywhere around.
Oh,
There are
there's a piece of wood.
skeletons upstairs, aren't there?
There's skeletons.
We can burn skeletons.
I mean, bones do burn if they have marrow inside them.
Good to note.
Unless I'd be
Oh,
so
Laura
mad.
just kind of looks at Elite.
I spent a lot of nights in the woods.
Elise, why don't you pop up and grab some of those skeletons? Les, why
Yeah.
don't you pull that wolf head down off the wall and we'll burn that wood.
All right.
Sorry, I just got
I say a little,
back
like,
in, you know,
prayer
I
for
used
the-
to wipe in heavy armor.
The body is as I take the
You
bones.
see Hope just kind of sitting over in the corner looking a little sad about this, but
Yeah.
understanding it's necessary.
Elise,
Just
we're
think of it
burning
as
bodies.
a cremation.
And there's no like,
Go just make a nature check for me.
A nature check.
there's no woods around us, around the guard tower. It's like on the side of a cliff. There's
Yeah,
no.
side of a cliff. It's essentially just a flat side. Imagine like the upper levels where it's just sheer rock on one side and sheer drop off on the other.
Does Allura get any weird feelings in this space?
Make an insight check.
How's my knee feeling?
Sorry.
My
what
bum
was your-
knee.
what was your-
15. And I was actually going to say, I'm also, while I'm gathering up the bones, I would think about trying to figure out what killed them and how they died. If there's any marks in the bones or anything like that.
Yeah, so there are marks on the bones. You can see that some scratches on there. It looks like maybe some animals of some kind. Definitely sharpened claws, teeth. You're not quite sure with that nature check. But the bones themselves have been here for so long and are so brittle that they're almost just powder at this point. There isn't really much anything that would burn there.
But we do have that wolf head and some wood on the wall.
I mean, it's probably stuffed with something flammable anyway.
Let's cut it open.
Alright. So
I'm gonna
taking the wolf head down?
I'm going to take it down and try to sneak up behind Elite and just go, "Ah!"
Okay.
You can
Go
try
make
and
a
sneak up against me,
stealth
behind
check.
me.
Make a stealth check.
Seems like a weird thing to do for someone who you were crazy about protecting the other day. But that's fine.
Just trying to break the tension about the situation.
I just tried to burn some bones, so.
Not good. That's an 8.
That's an 8. You just kind of like, she's on the roof. Kung, 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 going up the ladder, and then you just see a wolf's head come out of the bottom and just, rah!
Okay, I just go over to the wolf's head and just tip it back.
Make a dexterity check for me.
This is how Kevin got a new character.
This is how the smashed iPhone happens.
No.
Second.
This is like every
Seven
one of those
and a-
videos where it's a kid jumping out of a
Alright,
garbage
so
can.
you
getting punched.
fall back and tumble a little bit, but you don't actually crack your head. You don't hurt yourself, but you do fall off the ladder and kind of stun, get the little bit of a...
Guys, there's a wild animal in here.
Fine.
Look out.
Ooh,
So...
Getting better at that.
I'm gonna look at him unamused, and
Yeah.
then look at the camera, Jim from The Office style. Like,
Man, I was
It's called gymming.
It's called Jimmy.
So,
I'm just
you
gonna
got
go over
the
here gymming.
Yeah.
So you got the wolf's head, and you got the wooden
Oh,
board that
that's
it's
weirder.
attached to.
Yeah, you gave me the word.
Are you guys re-securing the door?
I think that's
Yeah.
probably
Yes,
wise.
I think
Can
I would have done that as soon as we let everyone inside.
If there were any cracks on the door, can I mend those just to make sure that
Sure.
it's not...
Yeah, there's a minor crack
Okay.
unless in barreled into it, but otherwise no real damage. It's iron bands and wood on the front of it. It's pretty secure.
Not to mention, is there any way for us to bar the trap door?
Yes, that was my next question.
Barring the trapdoor?
Like, is there like a little like lock bit or something?
There isn't really, from what you can see. The only thing that you could think to
Should we
do
try
would
and
be maybe to
cover a
remove the
fucking
latch
wagon?
from the outside.
Yeah.
Just
Too
sit there.
late.
Remove the latch from the outside? What would that do?
Well, it would make it so that there's nothing to
Oh,
grab
oh,
onto.
I
It's
see.
just-
They would
it's
have
just
to,
a
like-
little piece of wood. They'd have to nails underneath and
fly.
try and pull it out.
I mean,
No,
probably better than
absolutely
nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Certainly not high.
Let's do that.
Because it's a stone building, so there isn't really anything to
Grab,
mount it
yeah.
into.
Okay.
If only we
we'll
had
do
like
that.
an iron spike, say we could drive into it. I don't know anyone who would do that though.
I mean, I have iron spikes as well. I've got
We
a
just
climber's
drive the
kit.
immovable rod through it.
I mean, that's also possible, but
Oh,
Oh.
is it an up
It pulls
or
up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we don't really
Oh,
want to leave
yeah.
our rod on the outside.
yeah?
Oh, and then we actually
Yeah,
can't
someone's
get
like,
out.
ooh, immovable rod.
Yeah.
our one
Yoink.
use of the rod.
Well, the trapdoor has got handles on both sides. I mean, just to throw it a DM thing. You could latch the rod on the underside
through
and
the
tie
handle.
it
Oh.
to the handle.
There you go.
But would the
We've just got a handle
would it
on the
work
inside.
with the
Couldn't we
rope?
just-
Would it not fray against the edge of the trapdoor?
The edge of
If
what?
there's a
Sorry, you're
there's,
saying-
there's a handle. Right,
there's a
on
handle
bottom
on the
side of
inside, we can
trapdoor.
just ride.
And then the rod, if you click the rod in place and just tie
It blocks
it
the
really
handle, so
tight,
it can't.
it
Oh,
makes it
yeah.
so
Or
that it
just
can't be
go
pulled up.
through that handle and then like diagonally, so it's on the outside of the circle of the.
Sure, because you can just click the rod in any
Yeah.
position you want.
Who's got the rod?
That would be
Wait,
me.
you have
Hey
to-
Les, we've got an idea to,
Oh, no.
to barricade this
Just
door.
Les have the rod.
Yeah, that's.
You are the carpenter, though.
No, that's what they call me back home.
Like, Jesus.
So yeah, so
I
the
know,
rod,
I was
you know that
saying
it can hold up to, I think it's
I don't know
5,000
about that
pounds.
loser.
Yeah,
So,
that's
so you
just
just kind of like
Christ.
pull the handle down, stick the end of the rod through that, jimmy it as
It's
best
the
you
one
can,
person
and
who
click
can
it in
save
place. And
himself.
The musical
freezes
for that
there.
would be like a
And the rod-
combination
and
of
the,
Little Mermaid
trapdoor
and
at this
Jesus
point
Christ
is as
Superstar.
strong as that latch
Coming
is.
for it.
Don't lose my rod.
Much darker, much worse.
I will not lose your rod.
Very important rod.
All right, let's go to bed.
Everyone thinks their rod is an important rod.
I am turning in.
So Caravan is staying outside with Cinnamon. Everybody else is inside, including Casimir.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So it is still a fair bit of time until evening. You've got probably about an hour and a half,
Let's have
2
some
hours kind of
dinner.
thing. So yeah, so pulling out rations, the last little bits of food that you were able to get from Grace before you left. Everybody beds down for the evening. Definitely on the cold side, but the warmth from the
I
hearth
keep
cinnamon
my
and then
boots
the warmth
on.
from the fire definitely helps. And eventually,
Is there a way that we can see outside through like the arrow slits or what have you? To
the
keep
arrow
watch?
slits are only facing outward off the edge of the cliff.
Okay.
Nothing leads back towards the road.
Okay.
It appears to have been done that way on purpose, that whatever attacks were coming would be coming from outside.
Right.
Okay, should we still post watch?
Oh yeah, I want
Oh,
to
we're
stay
probably-
up.
I mean,
Fucking
I
flying
I
thing
only
is
need
gonna
4
come in.
hours anyway, so I'm happy to keep watch part the night.
You're gonna get attacked by harpies.
Yeah, I'll take first watch.
First watch? Okay. So, go ahead and make a perception check, looking out the arrow slits.
It's pretty okay. That is a perception.
Perception.
17.
17. Looking out, it's cold, windy, snowy. Visibility isn't great. At some points during the 2 hours or so that you're keeping watch, things lighten a little bit. You're able to see just a little bit further out, and it's just, as best you can tell, an endless expanse of forest right up until just a wall of fog. So whatever is from that direction, you would imagine is the edge of the lands of Berlin.
That adds up, yeah.
Other than that, passes by uneventful.
Cool.
Who's taking second watch? Leaf.
Are we doing three? 3 watches or just 2?
3.
I'll take the last watch.
Well, technically it's as many watches as you want to do. A watch can be up to 2 hours. Because you still need to get 6 hours of
that's
sleep
even better
and
than
8
I thought.
hours of rest.
I only need to get 4 hours.
Yeah. So for you could theoretically do one. So
Two
sleep
watches.
for 2 hours, do a watch. Sleep for 2 hours, do a watch.
Doesn't have to be all at once.
I can. Oh, actually no, because it's like an
Because it's like
ongoing
meditation.
thing. I can't.
Okay,
guide myself.
in that case, I'll do that, and I'll be up with.
I got a
the-
13.
13?
Yeah.
Looking out,
Oh,
there's nothing interesting.
okay. I was gonna say. Well, I guess because I didn't really roll great, but and see any ravens or any like.
Looking around, you don't see any ravens,
Fair enough,
hear any
yeah.
ravens.
It's also dark, right?
It's at this point very dark.
Yeah, I don't
For
know.
someone without dark vision looking outside
Oh.
into the darkness with snow, you're just catching like little bits of just little tiny snow drifts coming
Yeah.
across in front of your eyes. That's about it.
Am I here for this part?
No, you'd be
Okay, after.
Cool.
But otherwise, uneventful. Nothing
Cool.
seems to transpire. Third watch, Aleth, go and make a perception check.
Okay.
Hey.
26.
26.
You see
Looking
the
out,
future.
you with your very, very strong dark vision, kind of look out as best you can, and you look a little bit further, trying to catch a glimpse of what might be around the corner, because everything does veer off to the left. You notice that there's a bit of a break in the wind and the snow, and you see what looks to be some kind of a stone structure a couple hundred feet away. Looks to be maybe a bridge, like another guard tower or archway of some
Sorry,
kind.
where is that from us?
From where you, so if you, so you
So
guys are,
here's the road, and here's the tower off to the right.
yeah, it would be further over that direction.
And then across the road, kind of thing, like crossing the
So
road.
you'd be
it would
following the road, and the road would potentially lead to whatever this is.
Okay, and it seems like a bridge or a stone structure.
It's a stone structure, like a stone archway that looks like it starts a bridge and then it disappears off into the darkness.
Okay,
That's about all you can see.
I can't see anything else. I only got that because of 26. I get it.
Yeah, 22. Yeah, it was otherwise uneventful. Nothing transpiring. It's just wind, cold. It's not a comfortable sleep, to say the least. But you all managed to wake up the following day, and prepare for day 2 on your trek to the Amber Temple.
Hey, Hope, how was your sleep?
Fuck you.
I'm a little angry today. I don't know. Hope it's okay.
It wasn't great, Les. I'm gonna be honest. As much as I like the cold, I think my blood still prefers to be warm. Little cold-blooded at times.
I love that your hope sounds like Bjork.
Headcanon confirmed.
I try.
Just
That
one. I
was
just wanted
pretty
one.
good.
That was better
That was
than
good, yeah. That was
Well,
good.
better than what it was originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, everything seems to pass by relatively uneventful. Everybody wakes up the following morning chilly, shivering, but huddling around what's little embers are left of the fire, and warm yourselves up a little bit. Put all of your gear back on, and you're able to make your way again if you'd like.
Yeah, let's go.
Saddle up and
Nice.
get rolling.
Alrighty. So, stepping outside, unlocking the door, and eventually back on the
Get
road.
shot.
You travel again.
We
I
grabbed
would've-
the movable rod.
Yeah.
We grabbed the movable rod.
Okay.
We did
And
not leave it.
I let the party know what I saw last night about the bridge, possibly.
Possibly. Oh, sorry. You let them know about what is possibly the bridge.
Yes.
Not,
Yeah.
I let them know possibly.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Maybe I let them know. Maybe I
Good
didn't.
behavior.
You don't know.
I might have
It's the
seen something
party's
last night.
Exactly.
You don't know.
So, making your way out, the snow and the wind are much stronger today. Whatever
This
it
fucking
seems to be, it is just really coming across heavy, spattering against your faces. All of you are putting your cloaks up over your heads to try and block out some of that. Eventually, the snowy pass comes to a gorge spanned by a 20-foot wide stone bridge. What you saw pretty this evening. It's got hip-high railings on both sides, and at the end of the bridge, on your side right now, is a 30-foot tall, 30-foot wide stone arch with a flat top. On top of the arch are 2 statues of armored knights on horseback with lances that seem to be charging towards each other. Stepping closer, the wind and snow really begin to pick up, making speech beyond 10 feet almost unintelligible. You're just seeing somebody's mouth move against the sound of the wind, and your vision abruptly disappears about 15, 20 feet in front of you. You're just seeing a fog of white.
Okay. Should we all tie a rope?
I was going to say that as well, and I'm
That's
going
not a
to
bad idea.
summon my dancing lights cantrip so that we can find each other.
Sounds good.
The dancing lights, it's still 15 feet, 20 feet away, and then it's just a wall of white because it is still daylight. So the dancing lights beyond that get completely lost.
That's fine. I mean, like if anyone gets lost, at least we can kind of send them out and come back so they can know which direction we're in.
Let's
Do you
tie
want
some
ropes?
ropes
Tie
together.
ropes.
Set some ropes.
Someone's
Okay.
just gonna fall off the side.
Well, a bunch of us
I
are
think-
also inside the caravan, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that many of us can be inside the caravan because Cinnamon can't pull us all.
Oh yeah.
It's like Casimir and like.
It's 2 people in the back, 2 people up top, and 2 people walking.
Right.
Sorry, 3 people in the back, 2 people up top, 2 people walking.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Casimir and 2.
Okay.
I'll help. I'll walk.
I think
As
that
would I.
so we should have the end of the rope tied to the immovable rod, and someone should carry it, especially going across that bridge.
In case anyone falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Les, you like the rod a lot. Why don't you carry it?
I love the rod. I'll
It's your
definitely carry it.
All hail the carbon rod.
That's right.
Alrighty. So, who are the 2 people who are walking?
Elise and Les.
Elif and Les, okay. And then who are the 2 driving the caravan?
I think that
Probably
was Allura and I.
Allura and you? Okay, so then Hope and Leaf are in the back with Casimir.
Big chilling with cats.
Yeah.
Alright.
Would Hope not be driving
Yeah.
with Cinnamon?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
They
right.
have
that's
animal
right.
handling too, I think,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
they?
Well, it's their steed, so
Yeah.
it's just telepathic control.
I think Hope, in these challenging conditions, I think Hope should perhaps be.
Yeah, suits me.
They love
driving.
it.
I'll go in
They
back.
love it.
So, alright, so starting things off, we've got this side of the bridge.
Oh, shit.
So Jordy,
No, it's just the front, just the front.
Oh,
Oh,
no. Sorry,
no.
I didn't see anything.
There's
I didn't
no
see
back.
anything.
So,
Jordy,
yes.
Hope's in front with Allura. I'm in the back with
Okay,
Leaf.
so you, Leaf,
Casimir.
and Casimir are
Yeah.
back. Okay. So, everybody begins to make your way out from the dirt
Back,
side
boy.
onto the bridge. The darker is the bridge, the lighter is you don't know,
Okay.
probably just a
Okay,
1,000
none of us
foot
are
Do we
stepping
have-
onto the bridge yet,
Do we
everyone.
have a caravan?
Caravan mini?
I want to make us a caravan, you guys.
We don't, but
How many squares is it? Is it just 2 squares?
so we'll just do this. Here's your caravan.
Boom.
Who's in the caravan?
Doctor?
Me and
Inside?
Doc and
Yeah.
Cass.
And Casimir. And,
Old sassy Cass.
And then Hope is. I don't think we have
And
Hope's
then
mini.
we said it was.
No, Jordy, I think
yeah,
has
Jordy
Okay.
does have Hope's mini. So you said Elise was walking, Les was walking, and Hope and I were
driving.
driving.
You know, I was feeling a lot better about doing this pass until we had a map for it.
Yep. Oh shit.
Just trying to figure out what
Cass.
Cass is going to do.
I fire at the darkness.
Yeah, we'll say that's Cass.
That was old Allura.
Oh, there you go.
Now it's Cass.
Now it's Casimir.
Yeah.
In a click. Alright, so you come up to the edge of it, large stone archway, no doors, visible entrance on either side. It looks like the archway is more of just a marker for the start of the bridge than anything. And you just got the 2 knights up on top that seem to be jousting towards each other.
So the doorway is straight through.
Correct. So it's an open pass that just moves directly onto the bridge, and you can see about 3-4 squares in front of you.
So currently we can see to about
Let's go.
here.
Let's keep going, guys.
I pick up some snow, make a little snowball, and toss it through the archway.
Okay. So you pick up the snowball, form it in nice heavy heave, and just and then vanishes off into the distance.
So it's not motion activated per se, but I do think that there's something that could be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're like on top of the arch, right? So what are they gonna do? Jump?
You never know.
There's 30 feet up, and then there are an additional 10 feet on top.
You know, I'm not really
They
putting
stand
anything
10 feet
past this journey so far because there's been some rather unsettling things going on.
I've got
I
an
agree.
idea. I'm gonna walk towards the archway and just kind of look up at the 2 tower guards and say, "Guardians of the archway!
Well, you're looking up at
The bottom of
the
the
bottom
arch.
of the arch now.
Guardian of the archway!"
No response.
They seem like they're just statues.
I think
You're
we're
far
fine.
enough away at this point. All of you just hear less.
Yeah, because we
We're
can only
inside.
see
We're
You can
within
only
2
hear
here within,
You're within 2
2
squares.
squares.
See within
Card tricks.
3
Oh,
to
yeah.
4, depending on your
Where's the
perception.
queen?
Okay.
Find the
I'm
queen.
gonna come back.
But all of you see Les stand underneath the archway, kind of like put his hands up a little bit, and then start to make his way back, seemingly unfazed.
Didn't seem to be anything fishy going on.
Aha!
Yep.
I thought
Have we
the
tied?
bits in
Have
the
we tied
dirt.
our ropes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon
Okay.
so.
So
Oh.
is it that the 2 people walking are tied to the caravan?
That would
or are
make
they
sense.
tied to
Yeah.
each other?
Tied to the caravan makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I don't think
that makes sense.
it makes
Well,
sense. I think
well,
Les
we
and
have
I would
to
be
tie
tied to each
something.
other,
We don't want to
and
be
then
tied to the caravan.
to the rod as well. That's what I was thinking.
Well,
as well.
tied to me, I'm holding the rod.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If someone
You and
starts
I-
to go off, it go.
No, but you want it to be tied to the rod as well. In case you lose grip of the rod, you're still tied to it. You can
Well,
click
the
it.
rod can't be clicked.
Tie it close enough to yourself that you
could
can
let-
click it.
How much rope do we have to make all these intricate
Well, we
things?
all have
at least
rope.
half of you have 50 feet of hempen rope.
All of us have rope.
I know.
Okay,
I at
Well,
least
not
have a
all,
chunk
because some of it was given to Emerald.
So I'm gonna tie the rope around the rod,
Okay.
and then have a little bit of give. Tie that around my waist. Then
Okay.
that line can go.
Yeah, and you can just have it in your
Yeah.
on your hip.
So if I lose it, it'll still like hang off my.
Sure, we'll
waist.
say it's 3 feet of that between you and the
Yeah.
rod, so you're able to kind of reach down and click it if you need to.
Yeah.
Okay. How much distance is going to be between you two? How much slack?
Between myself and Les.
Yes.
Like 5
This is
feet.
5. No, let's say about 15.
But you won't be able to
perhaps.
hear me.
Oh, shit. Yeah. All right.
So I'm like, don't walk any further.
10 feet perhaps. Then this is 5. These are 5 feet each, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
10
Yeah,
feet.
so 10 feet between each of us, I think.
So a square in between us.
So 1 square in between. So 5
Yeah.
feet between you.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So 5 feet between you two, and then neither of you are attached to the caravan.
No, but we're attached to the rod.
Attached to the rod. Okay. Is anybody in the caravan tying themselves?
Oh.
Are
to
we
it in any way?
tying? Are we doing a?
Maybe we want to
we're
do
in
like
the
more like
caravan,
buddy
tying
system
off,
kind of
like,
thing,
just
like
doing a
instead of
3
everyone
on
tied
the
to each
line?
other. I don't know.
I think we're fine.
My fear is that this bridge gives out.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that we have as a saving grace is that rod. So
You're
I
right.
think that we should
Yeah.
be all
Can we
tied
tie
to
the rod to the fucking cart? So we can click the rod and the cart just hangs.
Exactly.
As far as we're cart probably weighs less than 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
The rod would be able to theoretically stop it. It would break something.
Definitely
at
break
just a
the
sudden drop and cracking.
It
it.
would
Yeah, I'm not
probably
sure.
break whatever.
But it's gone regardless. At
Yeah,
least you have
it's
like
gone.
somewhat of a safety measure at least.
It's up to y'all.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. We're doing dumb magic tricks in the back.
I'm trying to learn cool
Okay.
warlock shit.
So the
Multi-class.
it'll just I've
Join
I've
me.
popped down off of the thing. I'll tie myself like 7 feet or so
is fun.
behind a leaf.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we should get everyone who's in the cart to come out,
Yeah.
including Casimir.
I was safe in there.
We're fine. We're good.
But if
We don't want
the
that.
bridge
If it
goes
falls,
down
yeah,
and the
yeah.
cart falls, or
Yeah,
anything
we
else
don't know
bad
how
happens,
trustworthy this bridge is.
How sturdy that bridge looked last night.
Can I insight check the bridge?
It's hard. It was far away. It was really
It's
hard to see.
strong of morals.
But,
Yeah,
no,
can I?
we can maybe like. What would that be? A nature check?
For the bridge?
Yeah, or a.
It's more so just a general
Investigation.
intelligence check.
Okay.
Right? Just like looking at the bridge based on what you see, it looks fairly sturdy. You haven't seen off the edge and you can't see what the anchor points are, but it's a stone bridge. It's a fairly high arc to it. It looks like it's constructed fairly well. It disappears. You don't know how far into the distance.
I'm just gonna stay in the wagon then and
All right.
hang out.
I mean, we might be being overcautious. It's just this land is
This
so
land.
unpredictable.
It sucks and it's dumb.
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right. So you two are tied together. Everybody else is just in the wagon.
I've been tied with them.
And I think we would tie up
With Hope.
Hope as well.
Mm-hmm.
No, with she's tied to me, and perhaps Hope would tie up to Allura,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone else is in the wagon.
Now, did you want to go first since you're very good at being
I am. I just.
unseen?
So wait. So sorry. So it's less tied to you. You tied to Allura. Allura tied to Hope.
Mhm.
we
So
just
then
both
I am
doing
going
it.
Would maybe have a little bit more slack between Hope and Allura though, so that Hope could still drive the cart.
Figure
Oh
out what
my
your ties
God.
are.
That's so funny. Well, I guess I am going first.
I'll be right behind you making perception checks though.
Okay.
So yeah, I would have my ears
That's
totally
gonna make
pricked,
you
like for any sign of a trap
Next
or
episode, we'll
any
discuss.
kind of creaking or
Okay.
instability with the bridge. In fact, like I mean, I know we're kind of far off it yet, but can I check sort of the ground for traps or see if there's anything that I can perceive that we might run into?
Sure. So while all the tying is happening, before you're fully tied up, you end up just going out onto the bridge and just kind of testing your foot against the ground,
Looking for
rubbing
like
your
ground
hand
wires
against
and
it,
things.
looking for any kind of wiring. Looks like a fairly sturdy bridge. Nothing trapped. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. It seems alright so far. But
Do we even know if we're going the right way? Is this what we have to get?
this is the way that Casimir has told us to go.
Alright.
Casimir,
Have
found
we
the right way,
asked
buddy.
him about this bridge?
Cat.
I mean, it seems like it's been kind of one way, but
It
Yeah,
looks
it's
like
kind of
this is
one way.
the bridge across Luna Lake.
wait,
The
there's
edge
a
of
lake?
Luna Lake. Yeah.
Wait, we're about to go over a lake?
Mm-hmm.
We've been
Well,
down to this lake
The
before.
Luna River. No, we haven't.
Oh.
There's the Luna River, which we crossed
Cool.
after leaving Valaki. If this map is correct, and I don't really trust much we've been given, but if this map is correct, then I think this is the Solenka Pass over the Luna Lake.
It hasn't updated its GPS.
Isn't this Lenka Pass where
It's up in the mountains, right?
Down.
Like the pass is like right here.
Okay.
Alright, let's roll.
Sorry, what? I was playing Candy Crush. Is something happening?
We're figuring it out.
Oh, back to the game.
Okay.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
We're
kind of crazy
passing-
warlock game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really fun.
Passing right here.
You should try it.
Right.
Maybe if you became a
It
Yeah.
warlock.
looks like it's.
Mm. What school did you go to?
Well, might be fun for you to check it out and learn some cool warlock tricks.
Do you have any pamphlets?
You got a couple. Come on back here. We'll talk about it.
I can't right now. I'm about to go
Okay.
walk across the bridge with a bunch of
We'll
bridge.
talk about it.
We're doing this
All
bits
right.
right.
Happening over there.
All right.
Alright, we rolling?
Okay.
So
On the road again?
Alright,
on the road again.
first step.
All right.
Roll up.
First step.
It's gonna be hard to actually move all of our characters forward
Yeah,
like
we
this.
got this with
Who knows?
teamwork.
Well, it
So
would be
don't,
hard.
Don't worry about that.
Okay, just assume that
If
we're
this is like
Yep,
any
slowly
Casimir
crossing the
movie
bridge.
where we're about to
If
hit a
something
quick
happens, we'll
time
move you to
of-
where it is.
okay.
So, who is front to the party? Les.
That's me.
Okay. Go
I'm,
and make a perception check for me. And you being
I'm following close behind and
yes, so
Air's open.
5 feet behind or 10 feet.
5 feet.
5 feet. Okay.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's what I like. to
And
do.
it begins. 7.
7. Alrighty. Looking out
Oh,
ahead,
snow.
you're kind of looking at eye level. Nothing breaking. You just like white sleet, snow coming in from all directions. You're just kind of getting sick of it. You're chilly. You want to be in warm water. It's all you want right now.
Can I use gust of wind to blow back some of the fog?
It's not really
your
fog,
once a
it's
day
snow.
spell?
Yeah. It's just gust of wind. If anything, it's very useful to blow away fog, wouldn't
It'd
it
be
be?
very
So
funny if it's
yes,
too
except
thin.
it's not fog.
Yeah,
It's just
snow.
sleet. It's
Like,
a snow
it's
wall.
windy.
Oh.
Snowstorm, Kevin?
Gotcha.
Have you ever?
Spoken like an Albertan. Have you ever been in a
Have you
snowstorm?
ever been in a snowstorm?
No, I don't think I have there, buddy.
No, you literally
Don't
just
think you have
cannot
there,
see
Shorzy.
in front of you.
No, bud. No, I haven't been in a snowstorm at all.
Okay, Fargo.
So
Alright.
begin to make your way forward.
You don't have to
we'll
move
use the
it.
pencil as
Yeah.
the marker where you are.
Cool.
So you
Yeah.
begin to make your way
Follow.
forward a little bit, pushing out, kind of looking ahead as best you can, trying to get an idea of what's there. You get to 2 squares before where that crack is.
So here.
Yeah, right about there. So everybody's slid up to that point. And then you notice the crack that looks like something heavy maybe might have landed on the bridge and broken off a part of it. And there are spiderling cracks that are coming out along the right-hand side there.
Into it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm seeing some damage here on this bridge. Looks like
I
something
believe you're
fell
the only
into
one who
it.
can hear him at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they can hear you. But we
I
should
think
be careful. We should
pass-
probably go off to the other side of the bridge. Yeah.
Well,
Laura,
It's like
Yeah,
telephone.
give me a telephone. Pass it back.
Alright, so one at a time, message gets relayed back. Everybody agrees
And we
to
tell them to stick on the other side of
Sounds
the
like
bridge.
something
Stay
with
on
a
the
big
left side of
sack
the bridge.
landed on.
So everybody slides over a little bit towards the left side. You push your way a little bit closer, you can go ahead and reveal the other side of the map now.
Someone's got back. All right.
Can we do it like this? Yeah, we can.
Seems like a weird thing to say, but here we are.
There you go.
That seems
and
doable.
making your way across,
Oh.
you see ahead that the low walls enclosing the bridge have fallen away in a few places, but overall appears relatively intact. Placing your feet gingerly on the ground, kind of a couple of stamps there. It looks fairly sturdy, feels fairly sturdy. Les, you and Elith, squinting through the snow, you see a shape ahead. Standing in the middle of the bridge is a black cloaked rider on a charcoal horse, completely motionless,
Homie.
completely untouched by snow.
Are you seeing this?
I see it. Can I send my dancing lights forward towards the rider?
You want to tell him where
Just-
we are
just
right
remember,
now?
yell-
Maybe he doesn't see us.
So that's
Yeah,
the rider.
Ran into one of these. Just yell Strahd.
That's the rider.
Hey, nerd.
It's either with either for us or against.
You push your way even further forward. You're right at the edge of where that crack starts. There you go. And it's you two being able to see that at this point. And just completely motionless. The snow almost seems to be bending around whatever this figure is. Just untouched by it.
Can we see their face at all?
Everything from what you can see is just dark black cover.
No features? Is that because they have a cloak, or is it because they're featureless?
In the distance, you're not sure. We need to get closer to get anything like that.
I'm not
At this
liking what
point, you
this
just
guy's
see
putting off.
a head tilted down, black cloak drawn over the head, night black steed, black everything, black hands.
All black.
Do we think that they would see us from where we are?
You guys don't know.
We're all wearing
Also,
white, so
you're able to see them. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we should plant the rod here. We don't. This guy could be anyone. That doesn't feel very good at this point.
Maybe click it for now. We've
Maybe
got a little bit
we
of
can
give.
heave for the rope. Okay. Put in the
Do you
bridge.
need a friend on the last
So
bridge we
it,
went across?
it
We did. This
is
could be a
wherever
friend.
you want it to be. So
Yeah.
do you want it to be like at the floor of the bridge? Do you want it to be 3 feet up in the air? Do you want it to be at hip height, head height? Where do you want it?
All right.
Head
Yeah, it's
height,
literally
so
just
funny
in
bits where
wherever
they
you
bump
want.
into
It just is there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay it horizontal hip height.
Hip height.
Like
Okay.
But maybe keep it somewhat hidden so that he doesn't see that we're just like,
It'll be behind
look
me.
at our removable rod. Yeah,
So you
perfect.
like click it behind your back and begin to walk forward away from it.
Actually, I'm gonna put it on the ground and click it, like just like place it on the ground,
Place it on the
so
ground.
that if he can't see a floating
Aren't you still
thing
tied
behind
to it though?
Yeah, but it's got give. Like we can,
You're
like,
gonna get like 10
It's got
feet and
30
just
feet to go. And
whoa!
then you hit the edge of where that gate is. So you would be able to walk forward 3 feet and then it just
But can't we like loosen it forward towards everybody?
not with how you've tied it. You didn't say that you can put it on the slip knot.
All right. Well,
We tied it
let's
closer
just
to
say
your
we
body,
do
it's
that for now.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm gonna
like
go.
move 3 feet, click the rod, move 3 feet, click the rod.
The guy's like, what the hell's wrong with these
Slowly
people?
pushing forward. You get
I
5
just
feet
came to
closer.
give you
You're
some
within 10
provisions.
feet at this point. You would imagine you're potentially within earshot, you specifically.
We sent out
Seems
our
to be no
best.
reaction, no movement of any kind. The snow just almost. You're realizing at this point that the snow almost isn't even touching the figure in any way. It's not just bending around it. It's just that it's not being blanketed by snow.
Well, relief.
It's just a mirage
You-
or something.
you-
Yeah, perhaps he's not even here.
I don't know. Should we try and hail him down at least?
I
There's
think we
nothing
should,
can
and
do at this
perhaps.
point.
I mean, we have to remember the other guardian of the bridge who let us pass when we said we were
We were
enemies.
nice
Of,
to him. Maybe he'll be nice to us.
we can see what we can do.
All right. You there, Ryder?
No response, no movement.
If you would like us to pass, do nothing.
Love it.
Stand absolutely still and do nothing to let us know we can pass by.
No
I think
reaction.
this is a good sign.
Yeah.
Are you a friend or an enemy of the devil? Nothing.
Nothing.
Has anyone got any Palor sun things on them?
Hope does.
Hope
Hope
just like
does.
holds this up.
Do you want to send a telephone message for a sun thing that we can maybe like see if he reacts to it?
Yeah, for sure.
Play this
I'll
song
pass that back to Allura and ask Allura to let Hope know to come forward.
Also, sorry, he should be. So he's on that X there. He should be one further back away from me.
Here?
There.
I know he's on the X because he takes up 4 squares.
Oh.
He's
Oh.
on a horse.
Oh, he's on a horse.
He's,
Oh,
he
he's a
should be
rider.
there.
Okay.
There's just enough for like a 5-foot gap on his right side.
He's
Is
a
what it's
big
designed to
boy.
be.
So, telephone message to Hope.
Yep.
To give us a sign of the sun Palor guy.
Okay. Hope takes the shield off of their back, and it's kind of the only thing. Slowly hands the shield forward, and eventually
Oh,
presented
okay.
I
with the shield
swear
of
to
the Dawn
goodness
Father.
we used that.
And then I don't know how this works. Do I just like
Isn't it that we put it in the ground and then
recite the words from the back?
No, I don't think I don't think you need to recite it. Hope, how does your shield work again?
Is there an off and on switch?
All the way to the back and all the way back to the front.
This is very awkward conversation.
So, you can use an action to hold the shield up and have the gold light on it flare with bright light. All undead creatures within 30 feet of you and able to see the shield must make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
What?
On a failure, the deep creature is blinded for 1
I'm gonna
minute.
blind this
Alright.
guy and run by.
Yeah,
Oh!
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
All right. You're not attuned to the shield, so
Dang.
you doing that, trying to figure out what to do. You have no
Telephone
idea.
the shit.
Why don't
back
we
and
get
forth.
Hope to come up?
So Hope would need to detach themselves from all the ropes unless you're
Alright.
getting off as well.
No, I'll come up.
They'll
Yeah.
come out? Okay.
That's
So it's just the wagon.
We had left like a whole
We're
bunch of
just
slack
sitting by
between.
ourselves.
I think
Unmanned.
we would call.
We have no
we
idea.
would-
We're just like,
You guys are all just
You're
would-
having a
wind.
ball. You're just
We would
playing
call
card
Leaf out
games.
Have
to
you
drive
thought
the
about
wagon. We
perhaps
wouldn't leave it
pledging
just
yourself to some
no
sort
one
of-
driving
The
it.
leaf would be up dragging the wagon.
Have you
before
seen
you
Warlock
all
Candy
attach
Crush?
to each other. Hope taking the shield from you,
It's
planting it
real
in front of
cool.
themselves,
Only for warlocks,
reciting
though.
the words of the Dawnfather to then activate the shield.
I
All
think
of
we
you
would get
see
Hope up here.
that at this point it's essentially whiteout with a sheer amount of light coming off of the shield. The rider is almost invisible without light against the snow. And then after about 3, 4, 5 seconds, the light begins to abate back inside the shield, and the rider remains.
Well, he's got a good poker face. I'll give him that.
So that has been used.
It can never be used again.
Shit.
Well, it's once a day.
blew
Oh,
it.
I need to update the shield. I thought I'd add that. Sorry, it is a once a day effect. So
You can't add it now.
No, it's in my notes. It's just not on the card. Yeah, because I created
Well,
the item and I had to make sure. Because otherwise, it's just
Yeah, you
stupid.
can just be
It's
stupid.
just literally just blind.
Let me go and walk past
Oh,
him.
I'm
Stay
coming
here
up with you.
No, stay here with everyone else. I'm not letting another person die, and I walk forward.
I won't die. I'm
So
Oh,
you start to walk forward, and then the whoop, and the rope just.
There it is.
yeah. I'm following behind you.
Are you like going up to the rider, or are you trying to skirt around? Because there isn't enough room for the wagon to go around.
Ooh,
It's
so
a
Oh,
5-foot
going,
gap.
yeah.
I'm going up to the rider.
You're going up to the rider.
Yeah.
it's gonna be one
And
of those
I'm
things
following
where I feel-
closely behind, and like with all my like my elf senses are pricked.
I'm so sorry.
I know. So many things.
So, you're walking up to the rider. Still no interaction, no reactions in any way. Just perfectly motionless.
I'll be
As a
making
stone
it so you
away.
guys are not gonna.
Do we know that you guys are doing this? Like, did you go like, yeah, we're
Yeah, we
this-
told
oh,
you
okay,
to come
okay,
out
cool.
You're
and drive
driving.
In front of
the.
the eyes.
Oh, I'm driving right now?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
No reaction. No.
I will be too then. I'm gonna hop out and help
Yeah.
drive.
Oh yeah, because just Casimir in the back.
Yeah.
We got a problem though. This wagon is not gonna be able to.
I know we have to get this fella to move.
I don't.
Person.
Um,
Is it like okay? As we get closer, can we see that this is an actual figure and an actual horse, or is it like a statue?
It's weird. It's simultaneously both, but completely expressionless. The horse has detail, but is not moving, is not breathing of any kind. It's just black. It almost looks like soot.
Has it moved at all since we first saw it?
Neither of them have.
can I look around it for traps at all?
Sure. Go make an investigation check.
You got
Nat 20.
20.
Sorry,
Looking
go ahead.
around a little bit.
spells.
Do you step to the other side of the horse?
Do you dispel
So move yourself around to the other side.
Let this one figure itself out.
So, it would have to be around the right side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's 1 square past where he is right now. 1 square further away from
Yeah,
you.
I understand.
Right there. Okay. As you take your first step
Boom.
past the figure,
Oh.
All right.
Of course.
the snow suddenly freezes in place.
Nice.
The sound of the wind is gone.
Is this just to Les or to everyone?
All of you see this. You all blink once, twice, kind of look around rapidly, and then the figure explodes outward in a full arc, covering everyone and anything with black choking ash. I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Within how far?
30 feet.
Oh, so we're fine.
Oh.
So it's from the edge of that. So it's from Elite. So that's
30.
5,
So it's everyone
10,
up to-
15, 20,
Yeah.
25, 30. So it's
Oh,
everyone up to
shit.
the wagon.
Okay, we're good.
You're bye.
So all of you, but you two on the wagon, you guys just see suddenly black and just and coughing up this ash, acrid. The rest of you, you just see a sphere of black that just instantly appears, and then a few seconds later, the wind whips back up and the snow starts coming across, and all of a sudden it's just whipped away.
Is it a is it a saving throw?
Constitution saving throw, yes.
I got a nat 1.
And Hope has to make one as well.
So it's 2.
Natural 14. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So,
Or, sorry.
Is there anything else?
Oh,
or
which
just a saving
story?
throw?
Constitution saving throw.
18.
Okay, 18. So that'll be a 16 for Hope.
16 as well.
16.
3.
I told you to stay
You, less Allura, you kind of expecting something, being looking for traps, are kind of like instinctively holding your breath a little bit. As soon as everything stops, you three don't really know what to do. You just instinctively just look away from the figure, and you're just kind of enraptured looking around, and all of a sudden your eyes are just covered in this black ash, and it's filling your lungs, and you're just coughing it up into your hands, small amounts of blood. You take...
Oh no.
It's always fucking a leaf.
Good thing you got that ring.
You take 11 points of necrotic damage.
That
Oh, shit.
We could have been here drinking wine. Instead, we're drinking shit.
So what we're doing
11
is
points of necrotic damage. As the ash, you're spitting it up onto the ground, and then a few seconds pass, and the wind whips right back up again, and all the snow starts coming across. And the figure, the horse, and the rider are both gone. But in their place, instead of being the defined edges of a steed and rider, you now see trails of wisping black smoke emanating from a skeletal upper torso of a floating humanoid figure. The smoke seems to coalesce into a motionless ribcage, skull, bony arms, giving the figure some sort of density. And atop its head lies a dull gray crown. A pair of dull yellow eyes intensify, and the head slowly turns to less and reaches out a hand. And with the other hand down at the ground, raises the hand up as if grabbing something out of the air. And you begin to hear, what languages do you two speak?
Celestial.
I speak Common and Elvish. Actually, I mean, I have undead undead and beasts are my chosen enemy, so I can speak any language associated with that.
Yeah, but there's no language for undead. For you, it's celestial,
Speak like
common.
Yeah.
So you two being right next to the figure, you see this like ratchety, smoke-like jaw just begin to emanate, just and pull out of the ground, and a second figure begins to come out from inside the stone, exactly identical to the first, but with more soft features, slightly, potentially man and woman in life, you would guess. And the two of them just instinctively begin to reach their hands out towards you. Les, I need everybody to roll initiative.
Hey!
So
Hey, Jordy, would Hope understand what they were saying?
Hope is too far away.
Okay.
No one can hear.
No
Do
one can
I
hear except for
know
you.
what these
Yeah.
creatures are?
So everyone
What they
looks like
are?
a
Yeah.
cartoon
You don't know yet.
Well, I
dynamite
mean,
went
with
off.
my like,
I'm okay.
I know, you don't know yet.
With my
with my only thing that is a gloom
So
stalker
what-
thing that.
Yeah. You know,
So, initiatives for everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get some fight music going.
Dun, dun.
fight music, fight music.
We could have been at a
Which
winery.
is easily misconstrued.
Could have been having a nice wine vacation.
now we all know that this same thing would be happening. But
Not all cold and gross.
that's true. Well, no, I'm
I
nice.
think it's still cold.
I've got nice boots on. I'm warm.
Okay.
It's fine.
I've got warm clothes on too. Sorry.
I did not roll very well.
Oh fucking.
I mean, well, you're in.
Well, your shit.
Yeah,
Aw.
What is that? Yeah, that
What?
is.
I wish we had a fun thing that happened whenever somebody got a nat 1.
I don't. I'm happy with this.
Leaf
Okay,
dies.
25 to 20.
Oh, I didn't roll
24.
24.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
I just
22.
rolled
My bad.
that.
Yeah.
You and Jesse.
So 25 to 21 person, 20 to 15,
18.
18. Okay.
Three of us are gonna go back.
That's gonna be fun for you, though.
15 to 10,
Keep rolling.
10 to 5.
5.
6.
Big ol' 3.
Sorry, I have to roll for Hope. Alright, that is a 12.
Not bad. We're scattered throughout, you know.
Less and
3.
3.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, top of the round, Doctor, you see the second figure begin to rise about halfway out of the bridge at this point. Actually,
Can the
no,
doctor
sorry.
even
You don't
see
even
that?
see that.
Oh.
Because you are so far back, you can't see.
We can
you
only
can't
see,
hear
like-
anything. So actually, you know what? You two are skipped in combat for the time being.
Raid,
Well, I
pass it
basically
on.
was.
But they saw the black like go past the
saw
caravan
the
and then
black go
out.
past
Wouldn't
the
they get out and be like,
caravan?
what,
So
what's
it's
going
up
on?
to
We're
you, but
driving right now.
Right now, you're driving a caravan. You've got who's that in front of you? That's
This is Hope.
So you've got Hope in front of you, who was able to like throw the ash off of himself, and you see them kind of turn around and just be like, move forward, kind of thing, like
alright.
gesture, get out of the wagon. We'll say that was something that you would know.
Fine, we'll get out of the wagon.
All right.
How much movement do I have? Is this difficult terrain?
So
or
this
is
is
it-
considered difficult terrain,
Except for me.
except for you.
Yeah, boy.
So you've
Yeah.
got 3 squares of movement.
Okay.
And you can see 3 squares in front of you.
Okay, I'm just gonna pop up next to Hope and be like, "What the heck is going on?"
And you can go one more.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. So yeah, at this point you can't even see Alith. You just see Allura in front of you, and then Alith. Is
Allura,
just
what
a
the
rope
hell
running off
is
in the
going on?
distance. You actually still don't know.
I don't
You're
know.
more than
There's
50
a
feet away. You just
black
saw
cloud
Les
and then-
vanish into the smoke.
Did
More
I
black cloud.
see the black cloud deal damage to Elite? Because
You don't know what
I'm
damage
like,
looks like, but you saw Elite spit out
Yeah.
blood.
okay.
Yeah.
Something's going
But
on.
that's about it. for your
Bleh,
turn.
I would have.
So you would be able to hold an action if you
Told you
wanted
that.
to, or you could run if you wanted to use an extra 15
No,
feet.
I don't want to run. It's awful. Running in the snow, terrible. Can I use an action to pop Rick forward and
Sure.
see if you can give me an idea of what's going on?
Sure. We'll say with the snow and the wind, but because he's not having to navigate on the ground, Rick would be able to fly his normal speed. So he would be able to communicate with you and let you know that there are 2 smoky figures that are one is kind of rising up out of the bridge, and one is just hovering there, eyes trained on Les, reaching a single bony arm out towards him.
Using that same action, could I potentially look through Rick's eyes and see if I can recognize these guys?
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that. You haven't seen anything like this before. Like this is make just a history check.
Okay.
You definitely haven't seen it, but you might have read about it.
Oh boy, I believe I have. That's 20.
20.
19 plus 1.
Spectral figures, not that uncommon.
Yeah.
One's wearing crowns, a little different.
Okay.
Especially the nature of them being able to seemingly pass through solid objects.
Yeah.
Often protectors of some kind.
Okay.
So the best thing that you would know.
Okay.
Alright,
I got King and Queen Ghost here.
Alright.
King and Queen Ghost floating around over here.
So that'll be your turn.
Yep.
Alith, we come to you. You are you've stopped spitting up blood at this point. You've managed to scrape off the ash from your body, but definitively did hurt. You see the 2 figures now, both trained on Les, one rising up out of the stonework. What are you doing?
Okay, are they? Am I engaged with them right now? I'm not yet, right?
You're not.
Okay, I'm gonna take just a step back. That puts me at the end of my rope with less, but I have that at least.
Yep. So it's 10 feet of movement use.
Okay. Bonus action: Hunter's Mark on the male figure on the horse.
Okay. No horse. It's
Or-
just a male figure. The
Oh.
horse is gone completely.
Okay.
It's just smoke that seems to
So
be...
it's like a masculine figure and a feminine figure, or as much as we can see of them. All right. Yeah. I Hunter's Mark on the masculine figure
Okay.
and firing my bow and arrow at them.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be 27 to hit,
27 does hit.
Dang!
Ooh.
Yeehaw.
Go and
Yeah.
roll damage.
and I get the bonus d6 with this because it's Hunter's Mark, and it's
So it's your first attack, so you get a bonus d8 as well.
yeah, I do.
So it's d8 for the bow, d8
Wow.
for the bonus, d6 for the hunter.
Yeah,
Get it.
I will do my best. What do I feel like right now?
Save your friend, Les.
I'm really gonna try to save everyone. Sweet. Okay, so
Ooh.
could be better, could be worse. 11, and I think I get a. Do I get a bonus?
You had your dexterity.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 15 points of damage.
15. Okay. So you
Yeah.
pull the arrow back
Get
and you
down.
kind of like aim. It's a lot of wispy smoke, and you're trying to find something that's coalesced. You see the rib cage, and you instinctively fire the shot, and it passes and it hits the rib cage. It does pass through, but the rib cage kind of puffs a little bit, and you see the creature kind of reacting to the impact. Doesn't seem to be dealing full damage, but does at least seem to be touching it in some way.
Okay.
So 15 total.
Yep.
Okay.
I get 3 attacks this turn with my bow.
Second attack.
If I were to dip my arrow in holy oil, do I have...
That would be a bonus action.
That's a bonus action. I've already cast Hunter's Mark this
Correct.
round. Okay, that's fine. I'll just attack again.
Actually, also because you use your bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark, you only get... Oh, no, sorry.
No,
sorry.
it's a bonus action. I get 3 full
It's
attacks.
different. It's if you attack with a short sword.
Yeah, no.
It's different. Okay.
And,
So, second attack.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. 16.
16 hits.
Damn.
Hey.
I'm really good with the longbow. That's my...
So this one's
That's
just
my whole shit.
Nice brag.
This one's
Yeah.
just D8, D6.
Okay, yeah. So that's going to be 13 points of damage.
13? Okay. Same thing applies. Aiming for, instead of the ribcage this time, you're going to go for the crown. And you pull back and throw it, and the crown itself seems to almost be made of smoke as well, as it just passes through, the creature kind of reacting, instinctively reaching its hand up, and kind of turning its gaze over to you now.
But it does seem... Oh, great.
It does seem to be affected by it, but...
Okay.
Sorry, you said how much? It was 11 points?
No, I said it was...
13, I
13?
thought.
yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
What's
Yes,
that 13?
it's 13 because those are right there. Okay.
Third
one more.
attack?
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's going to be 17 plus 9, 26 to hit.
26 also hits.
Okay.
One more set of damage.
Where do you go?
Oh, fuck, that's not as good.
Elise.
Yeah, so that's going to be 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
Yeah.
So same thing on the third arrow. Try to find any form of real solid thing to impact those arrows against. They're all just passing through. You can hear them just whisper off into the distance.
But it is doing some kind of damage.
It appears to be at least
Oh, no.
dispersing some of the smoke. You would imagine whatever damage might look like, that
Okay.
might be it.
Alright.
So that's your action, bonus action, and basically the extent of your movement.
Yeah, because I did say that I had 10
You can't
feet
make any
between me and
further
Les.
movement away. The only thing would be if you want to get closer.
I do not.
Okay. So, from there, we come to the masculine figure. Les, you standing right next to him, kind of looking up at this as the creature
Oopsie doopsie.
fully coalesces and realizes itself. It reaches out with that hand and just touches onto your shoulder.
No!
This is
Arm
gonna
just
be...
falls off.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
We don't like good.
Yeah, that's really good.
We
That's a
don't like-
24 to hit.
Oh, no.
yeah.
This is gonna
Oh,
be
shit, no.
bad, you guys.
So-
I think this whole trip is gonna suck,
This is my new bit.
but we do need to do it.
We could have been having a glass of wine.
You could have offered them
We'll
wine.
go
Maybe they
to
would have left us
the
alone.
We could have.
winery
Les,
after.
you take 21 points of necrotic damage.
What
And I need
Jesus
you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
the fuck?
No, we don't like this.
We
We don't
can
like
turn
this at
around.
all.
We could turn around and go back to that tower. Then make our way back.
17 plus 5.
17 plus 5? Okay. The touch hits you, and the smoke kind of reaches inside your upper rib cage, and you can feel it kind of grasping onto your heart, and you can start to feel the blood slow from your heart. But you manage to resist the effect, whatever it was, as the creature kind of slowly pulls its hand back and coalesces it back from smoke into
Figure of death.
this bony finger-like appendage.
21.
Oh shit.
So that is its turn.
Thirty-
Next is...
And all the other guys can do the same thing, and I'm going to be
21?
dead. 21 points of necrotic damage.
Would be 32, not 20.
Oh, right.
Kevin, go easy on yourself.
Full hit points.
Don't just casually take away 10 points for no reason.
The second figure just kind of turns to the masculine one as it now fully realizes itself, and they just kind of nod at each other. And she comes around the backside of him and reaches out again for you, Les.
Here?
No, so that's the one. That's the
Not around my backside.
No.
This is the masculine. Oh, she's here.
She's there.
Not the reach around.
And as
The
he's
ghoulish
withdrawing-
reach
as
around.
he's withdrawing his hand, hers kind of turns into smoke and reaches again inside your chest. That's going to be that's a natural 19. That's 25 to hit.
Yeah.
Well,
And Les died.
The rope just
So
goes
that's low
slack.
damage. 5 and 22 points of necrotic damage.
Kevin,
What's
are you
low
glad
damage?
you didn't knock yourself down to 22 before?
the turnaround
Right?
stuff.
14.
Oh, so it's
Yeah, 14
Ooh.
minus
Two?
3, 22.
Oh,
22 points of necrotic damage.
10 points.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Here we go. Round 2, baby. Round 2.
Time to stress eat vegetables. Happens every episode.
16.
16.
Guys, I tried
Again, you
fava
feel that
beans for the
same
first time.
tug on your heart,
So
almost
good.
if it's trying to rip your heart out of your body. And you actually see, withdrawing the
So tasty.
smoke. The smoke
Okay.
is
Look into it,
dripping
thank you.
blood off of it at this point, as if it's
Start
trying
cooking
to
with cannellini
pull
beans.
your life force from
Let's
your
go
body.
here.
Um,
And you can get them in the
and
market.
the two of them are now just standing over you, just eyes fully yellow lit, just smoky arms, just kind of.
Ooh,
going
I'm a
in and
dumb
out of each
ghost.
fully appendage.
Can Leith hear me?
Hey, what's going on up there?
Elite at this distance can't hear you.
I can't.
Question.
Oh fuck, that's the
Answer.
thing. I can't even.
The rod.
The rod.
Where is it?
It's
It's
clicked.
attached to. It's clicked attached to Les.
So it's just stuck
So-
right there.
That is both of their turns. They
I guess we
only
can all
get
just
one attack
untie.
each. Next up is going to be Hope. Hope in the back there, having been damaged, is going to go ahead and move up 5, 10, 15 feet. To be in front
So
of Allura.
5, 10, 15.
Yep. At that distance, there is a 15-foot. They are able to see. So they.
Push him off the bridge.
Because we're halved our movement.
Movement
Because
is halved
of-
because of difficult terrain.
What about
Do that,
okay?
'cause they're tied
Where?
on.
What area are we in? Are we in the mountains?
To be fair, they're ghosts.
Yeah, but there's nothing like.
They're like little floaty bastards.
Well, we can try.
So, yes. So for you, you're moving up.
That's right, because mountains
now-
are now
Yeah, I
my.
love it. That's right.
Well, they're now one of my new favorite trains. Like rangers have such lame shit sometimes that I just get excited when I get to do anything cool. I can go full mobility.
Yeah, lame shit. You attack 3 turns in your first fucking round.
I know. Yeah, but
I, on the other hand, almost died.
Something really quick.
So,
you haven't gone
You
yet.
haven't had a turn yet.
I know I haven't had a turn yet.
It's been a rough start.
I'm going to be using it healing.
Actually,
and
yeah, I don't.
running away.
I don't know you've been injured.
Attack. Okay. So Hope from where they are right now, knowing how slippery the bridge is and how everything is blocked off ahead, they're gonna go ahead and just pull out a heavy crossbow and take a shot.
Take the shot.
Take the shot!
That is a 9, 10, 11. That's a 14, which hits.
Oh.
So that's gonna be 1d10, I think, for the heavy crossbow. Or 1d8?
Sorry, and they are taking up 4 squares?
These two.
Nope.
They
the
were
original one
when they
on
had
the
the horse.
was taking up 4 squares. Now each they're only taking up 1.
Oh, I understand. Okay, yeah, no, now I get it. Because it blew up and then the horse was gone.
Horse blew up.
Yeah.
Common
Horse
problem.
blew up into
Yeah.
my face.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's a bad search term.
Like we're on a list now on YouTube.
We were already on a list. We talked about dick painting last
Oh,
time.
come on, guys. YouTube doesn't care. So long as we're not, trying to stop Nazis.
Yeah. God forbid.
God
Oh
forbid.
no.
If only there was a good solution.
Oh, actually.
Like stopping
no.
Nazis.
Yeah, that would be a great solution. But now we've been demonetized.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a mistake. Hope is actually going to go ahead and pull out their holy symbol, presenting the symbol of its Bahamut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Choosing the male figure right beside Les, the only one that they can see.
Mm-hmm.
And that creature has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Boy.
Yeah. Has to make a wisdom saving throw because I think. Apologies, I'm trying to figure this out.
It's all good.
Sir, do you
I
mind
want to
if I
keep
ask what
living. For
Yeah.
the longest time as you like.
Yeah, so they are going to make a wisdom saving throw, which is no. That is a 5. That creature is frightened. Of
This
Whoa!
one?
Boom, bitch.
Yeah!
Yes.
Run away, little.
frightened of hope. So frightened
Good one.
being disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of the fear is within sight.
Oh, fuck
You
yeah.
can't willingly move closer towards hope.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that'll
But
work
it
out
moved
well.
towards
So
me.
that's going to be
I
their
have cure
turn
wounds.
as an
I'm gonna
action.
sneak up to you next
And then
time.
as a bonus action, they're also going to go ahead and cast.
Hope's OP now.
Hope is so OP.
I think they're going to go ahead and cast Branding Smite. Yep. Branding Smite. Which nobody knows what it does yet.
Yeah, I was like, we haven't seen Branding Smite.
So yeah, they're going to go ahead and cast a, I think it's a first level version of Branding Smite. I'll figure it out, but that's going to be their turn. Next up, we come to Allura. Doesn't even hear that.
I know. But for our viewers at home.
So I have 3 squares of movement?
Correct. You have 3 squares of regular movement, and then you can dash further if you want to.
So I'm just going to make sure that I'm not fully tangling us, and I'm going to go under the one and over the other one in the best way, even though we can't see that. 1, 2, 3.
Visual representation for our viewers at home.
1,
Yes.
2, 3. You got it?
I am going to attack frightened.
The frightened one?
Frightened one.
Scare boy.
With Daddy.
And
Which
with
weapon are
my rapier.
You're right here? Okay. Go ahead and make your attack.
Oh,
So
no.
not 1.
So you're just kind of trying to find some kind of coalescing thing that you can stab at. You stab at something and realize it's just a wisp of smoke passing through. The
Second
snow is
nat
just
1 in a row.
difficult to be able to see. So that is your first attack.
Dice gel.
I'm going to dice jail for this one and dice jail for that one.
Oh my god, you guys, look, I can use this on this guy. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yes. I
Yeah,
will then
right,
take a
right
shot
here.
with my my hand
For our viewers
cross.
at home.
It's a natural 20.
It's a natural 20. So you.
So it'll be a 27.
Yep. So you.
Oh,
do-
sorry, no. It's not a natural
No, no.
27. It's a 26.
It's a natural 20. It's an auto hit. It's an auto crit with sneak attack.
Yeah, and
Yo.
doesn't
Wait.
she get to double all of her
So I-
dice?
All of the dice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh
need extra
my
d6s,
God.
you guys.
Here,
I
here,
need
here.
one.
One,
Save
just one.
me.
Because it's I
Save
get
me.
3 d6s.
Roll it.
Yeah.
I get
Well, you get 3d6 for
And
sneak
a
attack,
D-
doubled, and then a d6
Oh,
for the weapon,
and a D-
doubled.
so I need
So you
I need one more d6.
Yep.
No.
There you go.
8d6 plus dex mod.
Okay, so that's going to be 10, 14, so 15, 19, 23, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31,
Yo.
plus 3.
34.
34 points of damage!
Nice.
Woo!
Good job.
As you-
And this
Nice.
was my, this was with the Dungeons of Doom
Yeah.
skull dice.
This is crit. These are crit dice. You really want them.
Yeah.
You pulling out the rapier and trying to find some kind of purchase and finding the edge of that smoke, you just rip around and just, out of anger, just shove your hand underneath the creature and just fire directly up through its body. And you can see that it completely dissolves into smoke for a second and then reforming back into its form. Definitely hurt, and you can see the gaze is fully ripped around to be on you now, just reaching out with its bony hand, but unable to act quite yet. Nicely done.
Hope is right behind you.
Nice. Avenge your friend, Les.
And I have no more movement.
Yes.
Correct. You are
Shit, okay.
fully spent.
Okay.
That's everything.
I will do nothing then
Alright.
because I
That
can't.
is the end of your turn. Les, we come to you. So you kind of just like
Nice, feel my-
reeling from those two just
That one. It's-
grabs
yeah,
trying to
this one.
rip your heart out of the front of your chest.
Thanks, friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They rolled well for me.
Good.
Well,
I'm glad.
time to
Remember,
use
you-
that potion.
You can use an action to disengage if you like.
Yes.
Remember that as a thing.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to attack something, you can use an action to run away.
Right.
You can also use an action to drink a potion.
Correct.
That
But-
What happened last time you ran away, though?
Oh, wow. That was ice cold.
Oh.
But fair. Especially with you seeing Allura come up to the other side of this creature. If you want to do that, if you want to disengage, I would need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, no, I'm going to drink the
You
potion.
built this in your
Potion?
you screwed yourself
Which
up.
potion are you drinking? Regular or greater?
Greater.
Greater? Alright. So it's
Turn it right, Stephanie.
Drinking some of Mike's special stuff.
44.
I'm really committing to the chaotic.
Oh, of course I have one d4 on me.
Another d4,
I
honey.
think it's going to be more fun
There
for
we
me.
go.
I need 4 of
You're
them.
just
I
disappearing
have
into
one.
a
A
winery.
D4?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, I got
D4.
lots.
Buh.
How many?
Nice one.
There we go.
Oh, well, you're fine.
I got 4d4 plus 4.
Glug glug.
4, 2, 1, and 3.
10.
It's not so
So
bad.
14
It's a good
minutes.
one. It's a good one.
Exact average. Perfect.
Okay,
Alright,
so we're
So
at...
steal for 14.
What? Was that 10? No. Oh, wait, no, 24.
14.
Yeah, so you healed for 14, so you're at 24.
And then,
That's your action. You got a bonus action left.
right. Bonus action.
Hurt him! Hurt him!
I guess so. Fuck it.
Oh, it's okay.
Which one did you hurt?
We
Right,
can't
because
attack as a
you
bonus
can't.
action.
Oh, right,
The
right,
best
right.
you can do is second wind.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Okay, so 1d10 plus your fighter level.
Yeah.
That'll work. It's just a number in front.
7 plus 6.
So we heal for another 13.
All right.
And did a good chunk of the damage. 37.
So,
Alright, so that's your action and your bonus action. You have movement.
Fuck off.
And with that, we come to Leaf at the bottom of the round.
yes.
So you just saw the doctor jump off the wagon, go sprinting off into the darkness because you can't even see him at this point.
Attacking the darkness.
But you
What
knowing with your
impulse?
boots, if you wanted to jump out of the wagon, you've got steady footing, you would be able to move normally.
Cool. So I'm going to.
Thanks.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just get in here.
Okay, so that's,
Behind everyone.
Yep.
So I can see these.
You can see your allies save less. You see a rope going. Actually, no, because you can only see 10 feet. You can only see the two people in front of you.
I still have my dancing lights. Does that help anyone's visibility at all? Yeah. Okay.
but we can see 10 feet or 15 feet.
10 feet.
It's not about
Sorry.
it's not about a lack of.
Sight. I apologize.
I know it's the snow.
Sight
It's-
is 15
yeah.
feet.
Off chance.
Speech is 10 feet.
I thought you said it
Correction.
was
No, sight is 15
four.
feet.
I thought you said it was 4 squares. We could see 4
You
squares.
can see 3 squares, potentially 4, as you're really looking.
Okay,
In
okay.
combat, it's 3 squares. So, sorry, you can see
Okay.
everybody but less. Less is just a rope extending off in the
Okay.
darkness.
Then I will be
Into the light.
casting Bless
Okay,
on Leaf, Hope, and Allura.
okay. All 3 of you are blessed. Hashtag bless.
Bless up.
Hashtag blessed, but not by less.
Bless, not by less.
I mean, you could learn how to bless if you made a pact, maybe.
Yeah, I know, and I guess that's my.
Ooh, that'd work all. Kind of
Yeah.
got some warlock
Alright,
stuff
so
over
that's-
here in my van.
Yeah, unless you have a bonus action.
Bonus action. I can't. Yeah, I can't
You
cast.
can't cast
yeah.
another spell, so it'd be a cantrip or anything you can do as a bonus action natively.
No.
Okay.
So that's
All right.
an extra D4.
So it's a d4 and attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay.
Alright, so that's going to be Leaf's turn. Top of the round, we come to the doctor.
Cool.
So in the back of the pack, you see everybody running up ahead. You still can't see what's going on. You just see ropes and like.
I'm gonna try and get. Cause I can go 3. I'll
Yeah,
move
you
up
can go
here
to there.
next to.
So now you can just see the outline of a male smoky figure starting to come out of the mist.
But I can see him.
You can see him, yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna drop 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Go for it. Go and roll your attacks.
10. And I still slowly am getting up like.
No, come
"Ugh."
back. Oh wow.
Whoa!
Well, one's a nat 20,
Okay.
Yes.
and one is a 17 plus 9.
That'll
So
hit. So yeah, so go and roll 3d10.
Give me a card.
Or well, 2d10 plus charisma.
Where's my
Go first.
okay, so that is 14,
14. Okay.
and the other one is a 7. Oh, plus 5, 7,
12.
12. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, in stark contrast to all of your regular weapon attacks, you see the doctor emerging out of the snow, catching first glimpse of this and just instinctively grabbing one hand and just firing 2 force bolts against the creature. And the force fully disperses one shoulder of it. And you see the creature kind of recoil and let out this piercing scream. And the secondary one blowing off the other shoulder. It does coalesce again, but it does look definitively withered from what it was before.
Which
Cool.
one?
The one in
Big
front.
boy.
Yeah.
Big boy's the only one who's
Right,
taking
yeah.
damage so far.
Daddy
That's
crown.
what I thought.
Alright, so that's your action and your movement. Anything as a bonus?
Yeah. No,
Alright, that's good. Alith, we come up to you next.
Okay.
You've got one looking nice and hurt in front of you, and one that's kind of vanished into the snow behind.
I know, and I have bless right now too.
You do.
Bless up.
Okay. Do you think you can make it around to get to me and I can cure you? I don't really want to go closer and engage with these guys because I'm a little wounded as well.
It's up to you. It's your turn.
Yeah, I guess okay. Okay, I'll move 1 forward.
Okay, so you just begin to see the second figure emerging out of the snow
Okay.
on the other side. So first attack.
Yeah. Guy in front here.
In front.
Who I'm-
Alright. So
Hunter's
d20
mark.
plus your bless.
Yeah.
With your sick half bow.
Yeah. Hero Forge.
Don't even need a full one.
No, it's
That's how good you are.
that's so good.
Your arm strength is so great that you don't. The bottom half of the bow broken.
Hey, Hero
Oh,
Forge.
really?
If you wanna sponsor us, you could let me get another relief because her bro broke.
Her bro broke.
Her
Her
bro
bro
broke.
Broke.
I got peanut butter mouth because I'm stressed. Because I got a nat 1.
Oh.
You have to add bless to
Oh,
it.
I forgot to add bless. That actually might save it.
Doesn't. A natural 1 is an automatic miss.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Fuck.
so the arrow just whispers wide, whistles wide, so unfortunately.
I guess the
no
half
impact
bow
on the
Okay,
person.
but I do get a second weapon
You do get a
attack.
second attack, yes.
Yeah.
We've had so many nat ones today.
With a
Uh,
D4?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's gonna be 18.
Oh yeah, so
four.
that'll be enough.
At
So-
least 4.
Alright, so that'll be enough. Go and roll
20.
damage on this one.
Okay.
So it's still Hunter's Mark, so it'd be 86.
Yeah.
It's easy.
I mean, I'm not gonna. But if you
Ooh,
do.
yeah, those are
Usually
good
someone
rolls.
else.
I got 8 plus 5, so that's going to be 12. 17 points of damage.
17
Yo.
points. So with that, the arrow pulling back and you trying to find the first one whistles through. The wisp as it's kind of recoalescing. You find the same shoulder,
It's
nothing
less
to
in the
impact
shin.
against. But this one you finally find a purchase on one of those eyes and fire your bolt, and it just impacts against the eye and catches something solid. And the arrow just drops to the ground as the creature just completely explodes out. However, I do need all of you to make another Constitution saving throw as the creature explodes in another
God damn it.
Oh, boy.
arc of ash.
Okay.
So I get a.
Oh,
So,
fuck me.
Plus a D4 for con save.
Oh, yeah.
Plus a D4 plus a D4.
This is why I get in front of things. Plus 5 Constitution.
Natural 20 for hope.
Dang.
So they're good.
8.
So, 8.
5, and I'll drop bless as well.
Well,
Oh,
you don't know.
Oh, 5.
It's
5,
Constitution.
yeah,
Okay, 5.
4.
4.
24.
24.
15.
15. So you 3 all take.
You guys.
10. You take 5 points.
Oh no!
Of necrotic damage.
Oh
as
no!
that-
Oh dear!
that cloud explodes.
That could have been so much
I
worse.
do need you to make your concentration check though.
So do I get
Concentration check?
advantage on these?
Yeah, because
Okay,
warcaster.
cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice!
Yeah, I got it.
DC is 10.
Yeah,
So.
yeah,
Yeah, so you're good.
That was
all right.
smooth.
So all of you take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Like Rob Thomas
Again,
from Transcend.
the ash. All the rest of you,
Ouchie.
less especially you, kind of used to it at this point. Closing your eyes and being totally fine.
Okay, as my bonus action for that turn, I transfer Hunter's Mark to the other figure.
All right, and you go ahead and remove the first figure from the board with the frightened snap on. All right, so that is that. Next up, we come to the second figure. Second figure, seeing all of this, seeing the damage, Less you're directly beside it, and it just kind of looks over it,
And pushes you off the
and you just hear
Your soul.
Yikes.
as it attempts to rip
grab
your
your
heart
grab your
again.
foot.
Shank,
Bish,
stop
I
looking
don't
motherfucker over
think
here.
so.
Oh no, it was almost a natural 20.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
But it was an
No.
8. So that comes to a total of 14.
The Crimson Tide says, "Fuck you."
So you kind of you feel the you see the arm reaching out towards you, and you
We'll roll with
That
instinctively
time spent in
grab your
quest
trident and just start twirling your trident as quickly as you can, and it kind of creates smoke and is unable to find purchase inside your form as the creature just kind of recoils from that and just kind of
Fan it. I'm gonna create a fan.
and it's just kind of looking at the situation that it's in and looking at you. And it begins to sink back into the bridge, less you get to make an attack of opportunity.
Sentinel! Come here, you son of a bitch.
No kidding.
With a d4 because you're blessed.
Oh no. Plus anything?
Yeah, well, you're attacking with your trident, right?
Oh, so I'm doing regular attack?
Yeah, regular attack.
Oh, sick. Okay, so 8 plus 7 is 14. No, it's 15.
15.
Yeah.
15 hits. Doing real damage.
Oh, that's
That's
Actually,
expensive.
technically, you could have riposted too if you wanted to.
Oh, what?
Well, no, the Sentinel's better because then he stops it moving.
Right.
Riposte is just that you get the free attack.
Yeah. Okay.
So Sentinel, yeah.
So I've done Sentinel. I'm hitting it. I'm
Correct.
so using something to hit it better.
I want to get one of these little guys, but for
Striking
Hunter's Mark.
strike.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Well, I've been seeing on Wish actually, you can get these things that people have just 3D printed, like hang-on things.
Yeah, it's
They'll
a
say,
little
like,
circle.
frightened or whatever.
Yeah.
You get like 100 of them for $6.
Distracting strike it is.
So it's an additional D8 on top of the D6 of the weapon.
Yeah.
All right. So roll it up.
Bitch. 9. Plus 6.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. 9 plus math.
So 9
I,
plus.
I made the math right in my
You
book.
made the math right. So that's how much?
9 plus 6?
15.
So much. 14?
It's
15.
50.
Yeah.
15 points of damage. Unless you kind of grabbing the trident and you can see the creature is beginning to go down underneath and you go, not so fast. You stab the trident into the ground and it like impales itself onto the trident as you rip it back out of the ground and prevent it from being able to leave. Just double check something really quick.
And people say tridents are weird weapons.
Well, yeah.
They're literally forks.
It can be
Yeah.
both.
I'm glad I can't
It
hear
can
you
be
right now.
both weird and a fork.
Okay. Yeah, so it does
It's
not,
dinner time.
It does not have the ethereal movement. So it theoretically there are creatures that would be able to just pass right through your trident, but this is not one of them.
Your soul
You
is
just
mine,
got it,
motherfucker.
With that as well, you notice that in comparison to all the other attacks that you've seen landing of dispersing the smoke in certain places, your trident catches full purchase right on the center of its chest and seems to have done full damage.
Is the trident silvered? Oh, it's magical.
So that's going to be.
Fucking need a magic
its
bow, you
turn.
guys.
Next
We
up
do
is
need
on
you a
to
magic
Hope.
bow.
Yeah.
Hope is going to go ahead and stride forward.
Where? They're right
I
here.
think they can get right up next to the creature.
Hatred
Yeah.
that
One,
the warlock spoke
Jump
of.
across.
2, 3.
4.
If you make
Yeah,
a
3.
deal.
There it is. So Hope, having casted. All right. So
It's been my long game.
everybody prepare for Paladin.
Yes!
So-
My body is
heritage
ready.
That I love.
Hope
Tridents
is going to
so
go
much.
ahead
Hexblade,
and
This is
using
fine. Oh,
the
yeah, it's true.
You can make
branding
Mike
smite
Strong
that was
Hexblade.
cast last turn, drop their shield, two-handed
I would love that character
longsword
became
attack is going to go ahead and
physical
attack against the
entities.
creature with Bless.
This is hope.
Please don't be an
And
natural one.
Searing Smite.
Did them for 3 minutes of playtime. The bone saw us.
It's a level 4 on the D4. So it's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the creature's armor class, I believe, is 12.
Bonesaw is
Meter
ready.
Meter beat. Sounds really beat or meat.
Beat the meat.
I mean, I'm just
the
over
meat.
here jamming.
Meat or beat. Beat elite. Squiggly beat.
You do gem a lot.
I do, Jim.
Yeah, that,
Yeah, you
that
don't
just
want to.
hits. So, Hope is also then going to go ahead and Divine Smite
Yeah.
the creature for an additional.
It's 2d8, right?
No, it's going to be.
More than that.
They're going to toss.
Oh, at a higher level.
Dump
yeah.
it all in.
They're going to toss a second level.
Yeah, we don't
spell
do
in
it
this.
anymore.
That's going to be 3d8 plus an additional d8 because it's an undead, plus the d8 for the d10 for the weapon, plus
Jesus fucking
2
Christ.
d8s for the branding smite, or 2d6 for the branding smite.
Oh my god.
Who gave you permission?
And-
Jesus.
I need one more
Yeah.
d8.
Paylorded.
And that's how you paladin.
No, it's Bahamut.
Bahamut, that's right.
Yeah.
Bahamut.
Yep. So 9, 11, 15, 19, 21, 24, 26, 32. Yeah, 32 plus strength is 35.
Mike's secret stuff coming in.
Right?
Emma, I hope you're watching.
8, D8, 2d6. Yep.
Let's go,
So
dude.
yeah, 35 points.
Yo.
So I think that was all that Branding Smite does is 2d6 radiant.
Oh, is that it?
Pretty sure. Just double checking this. Paladins are fun, but there's so many things that you can do with them.
I mean, the other thing too is that we're facing up somebody who's undead. Like, it is great to have.
2d6 radiant, if it,
Paladins are
which
more
if it
effective
is
against
invisible,
the undead.
Works
becomes
on
visible.
demons.
So no, so it is not invisible. So yeah, it takes 35 points of radiant damage.
Whoa.
Sweet.
Actually, no, that's even lower than what I thought it was. Okay, so yeah, so
It
Hope just
explodes.
striding
Yeah.
forward and dropping the shield onto the ground, grabbing the longsword in 2 hands, seeing less just like coughing blood at this point, just takes the blade and rakes it across the entirety of the creature. The blade itself doesn't actually have the full effect. You can see that some of the damage gets lost, and then all of a sudden this radiant arc just following along behind it cuts the entire creature in half as it just lets out this piercing scream, and then eventually slowly reforms back into itself and is now looking at Hope with definitive fear in a set of yellow eyes.
Ooh.
That is their attack and second attack.
Oh! Ho, 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 ho.
Yeah, that's going to be a 16 plus numbers. They're going to throw another first level into this, so that's going to be an additional 3d8 on top of the 1d10.
Ho! What the shit?
6, 12, 22, 25 is enough to finish the creature off.
Can I use a reaction?
Yeah.
Can I hold my breath?
So you just kind of, you see Hope just slash into the creature and tear up across its body in the first one, the radiant arc ripping it in half, and before it's able to fully come back together, come back in the X strike straight across the other side.
anime
and the
style.
second divine strike comes right through, blows the creature apart, and all of you preparing, closing your eyes, waiting for the ash cloud to come out. Hope just kind of standing there. It doesn't come.
All this while the body is like stuck in the ground, the trident.
Oh no, the trident at this point, you felt the ding, ding of the sword coming across and impacting the trident, kind of holding the creature in place as it just disperses into smoke and kind of dissolves back into the wind.
The crown fall off? Is there a crown? Can I have
There
a
is no
crown?
crown.
Oh.
Holy!
Flower crown?
Jesus
Hope just
fucking
kind of-
Christ.
Fuck you. Yeah, you're.
I'm getting back in the wagon.
Oh,
It
nice
just kind of comes
fucking
back to their
job.
senses a little bit and just puts the sword away and picks up the shield.
I'll slow clap on
What happened?
what's going on up there?
You
Hope
just,
did a thing.
yeah, so you actually wouldn't have seen anything. You just saw Hope stride into the darkness, and you just hear nothing. And then all of a sudden they come striding back out, sword at their waist again, and everybody else is just kind of looking awestruck. You
Hope,
have
we good?
No idea.
Where did that come from?
Trying to force.
They begin just striding away silently.
Cool. Strong silent type, I like it.
Back into the wagon for me.
So the rest of the way across the bridge appears clear.
Going forward.
I walk up to Les and, I mean, it's not much, but I can carry a little bit. And I cast Cure Wounds, first level on Les.
Hellboy.
So 1d8 plus your
1d8.
wisdom.
1d8 plus my 4.
So you roll that.
Oh, I roll that?
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah, you're-
cured anyone before.
Whoever casts
You're the
this
first
spell will
one.
roll that.
Alright, never mind.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, so that's going to be 9 points
Alright.
back for you.
So healing up 9 points.
Need any more?
Les feeling that and kind of describing what it felt like to the doctor and to Leaf especially, and Hope kind of recognizing, you think, potentially what these creatures might have been.
And a leaf with undead as her favorite enemy.
Yeah, so
Thank you very much.
Roll an intelligence check for me.
Thank
We
you.
all hit now?
I have favorite things.
I know, but it's
just
also an
us,
advantage,
I believe.
too.
Rangers just like things a lot.
I just like things. It's an advantage.
Hyperphysics.
Fuck, okay. So it's going to be, 14 is my higher.
14 is your higher.
Mm-hmm.
You remember coming across a text that described something similar to this, being known as a wraith. Something
What's a wraith?
that drained the life force, life energy of its victims. It was often charged in some way with preventing passage or securing a building of some kind, and was most commonly found surrounded by skeletons of the creatures that it had killed and reanimated to then kill their previous allies. Whatever this was, you would have imagined that had less been killed by this creature, you all would have suddenly been fighting a reanimated undead version of Les.
That would have sucked.
That would have really sucked.
Bunch of
Um,
nerds.
So these creatures they're charged to protect something, so I think it's a good sign that we're probably getting close to where we need to go.
What?
I'll give you that.
Wraith's bad.
Okay.
Zombie less bad.
Going to wagon now.
At least I appreciate you coming from behind my rear, but the next time I tell you to wait, you have to wait.
Leaf, let's go check on
Oh.
Cassie.
You can't tell me what to do, my friend.
Oh,
And it's not your fault that I got hurt before. I'm there fighting just like you are. It could have easily just as easily been you.
You could have saved it, Mace. Maybe if you'd made a pact with me.
The seeds are planted.
Finally coming into view of the opposite side of the bridge, you see a very similar stone arch to
Do
what
we
you've
still
seen
need the
on one side.
map?
We don't need it anymore.
Okay.
We can rip that out.
We made a crochet project.
In comparison to the other side, the arch itself is identical. The height, the width, the overall size of the passageway, but the one major feature that's different is that on top of this side, it would be another set of jousting riders. One of them intact, but one of them only the hindquarters of the horse remains. Looks like it's been broken off, whether due to wind or snow, you're not entirely sure. But
do we think that the...
Can I make a check on that? Like, for
Yeah.
recognize?
from where you are, not really. You need to climb up on top, but it looks crumbled, potentially just weather worn. Maybe something heavy had fallen onto it.
Do we think that the statue that's
Shit
crumbled away is
fall on this.
related to the wraith? Like they're both figures on horseback.
No, there's one figure on horseback.
I don't know why.
No, I know, but like the figure that was in the middle of
Oh,
the bridge
yeah,
is
yeah.
the same as the...
Right.
You're not sure, but thinking back to the figure now, kind of looking at the size of the figure and looking at the way that it was presenting itself as a dark manifestation entity, you kind of get the thought this might have been something to turn back any people who would be interested in going towards the temple. And it's pretty similar size to any regular humanoid, so there's no real tie to anything outside of that.
Okay.
I keep saying like heavy things fall. For some reason I have a picture. It's like Donkey Kong smelling. I don't know why.
Which is Strahd in a red tie going, ooh, ooh.
I can see it.
No,
Strahd
that's
would
it. I'm
be a
getting a death
cosplayer.
mount. Like
So,
Okay.
leaving the arches and the gates behind, you begin making your way along the mountainside. Following the road carved in the stone, the path becomes a little under 10 feet wide at times as you begin to see this, the edge crumble away slightly under the weight of the outside wagon wheels. It is a harrowing journey. You are slowed to a crawl. Even waking up at the early hour that you were, the pace is unknowable. You don't really know how far you've been traveling, how long you've been traveling. You would imagine several hours potentially. Light is about the same, the snow in front of you, almost making all of you just a little bit mad with it, but still able to keep yourselves as best you can. Are you two still attached to the waist, or?
I think if we're traveling through the snow, we're probably still attached to the waist.
No.
At some point, walking forward though, I would have also cast Cure Wounds on myself, just first level.
you want me to do that? Or?
I mean, sure, if you've got
I can. How much do you
bandwidth.
need?
Yeah.
So
I'm at 38 out of 54.
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, I can
So
pass. Cast a Cure Wounds.
Thanks, my friend.
No.
Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. We'll say
You're
we
my
did that on
best
the way
friend.
out. So it's a 1d8. 5 plus 7 plus 7. So that is
14?
14 plus 5. So
Sweet.
19.
19.
Oh, I feel a lot better. Thank you, Leaf.
Oh, no problem.
Not the first time you've saved my bacon.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Why did that sound dirty?
for anyone.
Save my bike and save my bike.
Save my bacon.
Everything you're saying tonight.
I know.
Yeah, no.
It's because I'm trying to be innocent, but I can't do it.
The path ahead, as you
Thanks,
continue
Brady.
traveling, better part of an hour, 2 hours, any conversation that anybody would have been having by this point all wandered off as all of you are just now focusing on the lack of anything outside. Eventually, kind of cover your eyes up against the smoke, the wind. I need you to make a perception check for me.
This is where I'm a Viking.
This is what I'm good at.
That's your next character.
Except for I've rolled in that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like the 6th one tonight.
I know, it's a lot. We've had a lot.
18.
18.
Dang.
8.
8. Elise, you kind of looking around and you're just frustrated at this point. Just looking around, just like, you're out in some weird light. You're not able to really see properly, but it's not sunlight, so you know that you should be able to see fine. It's just pissing you off and you can't really focus. Unless you kind of just seeing everything that happened before and how much that hurt from those creatures, making sure nothing is going to get the jump on you. out of the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of gray fur blending perfectly with the rock on the mountainside on the crag
Is it a Yeti?
above you.
Really glad I asked Leaf to
It's a
heal me.
wampa.
Just
Looking
saying.
up, you see a 9-foot tall goat. Resting on all fours.
Oh.
Malice glimmering in its
Oh,
eyes as it lowers its head
Oh no!
and jumps off the edge of the crag towards you. I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh shit!
It's an angry
Whoa.
Capricorn.
Jesus Christ, I'm doing
So
great on
this is the nice thing with this is we're reusing the same map, but this is the entire path.
Oh, nice.
This is where he's jumping from. This is a 100-foot drop.
So we're still all going along the bridge?
Nope,
No.
but it's the same size of path, so I just decided to reuse the same map.
So wait, we're like
So
here?
You're all center here.
Actual
So like
fuck.
this area right here. And we have the caravan again.
I was ahead of you though, so I'm like...
Caravan. Wait.
Caravan is back here.
Okay.
Caravan crew.
So it's like a chasm kind of thing? We've gone across the bridge, but now we're going along this path. There's a cliffside?
So no, so it's imagine
Should we
sea
give
sky.
Hope a
You've got
break?
sheer cliff on the right, sheer cliff drop on the left, and a flat path. in the
Gotcha.
middle. You're
Yeah.
hugging
Head
the
off
mountain,
the
side of
step
the
on
mountain.
top of the thing.
So 2 of you are walking. Everybody else is inside the caravan.
Right in the way.
I need.
I think Hope and
you
Allura are
two-
up front, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Hope
so-
and Allura up front. So I need you two specifically to roll initiative.
Yeah. Can I keep my initiative roll?
No, it's going to depend on how this goes.
I'm rolling so shitty tonight.
Oh, I rolled
Okay.
another 2.
12.
It's been 2s and a 1.
Dude, this goat's just gonna fucking
11.
smoke less off the
Okay.
side.
All right.
You got a fly ready.
I haven't used any of my spells.
Let's roll a d4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dang, homie.
So wait, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Less. This is about to be some character
It
development.
rolled a 20.
Wow.
18 plus 2. So it's acting first on initiative.
4.
4. All right. So Elise, you kind of looking off to the side, not really seeing. You kind of hear it for just a moment. Let's just go. Look out! As you kind of look up and you see this 9-foot tall goat, horns barred, jump off a 10-foot high cliff above you and come ramming towards you. This is going to be.
This is when we should have been stealthing.
How Leaf died again.
Because of less.
The goat.
I'll go back to the ghouls. Save it. Emily!
You know, we could say
Goat.
Kill me.
Go.
Plus 5 to hit.
Make her whole
It's a
again.
natural 19.
Jesus.
So that is a 24 to hit.
Damn!
Uh,
My God.
so.
Wait, no, you guys are tied together.
Yep.
Click.
I
I clicked the thing.
Nope, because it's not your turn.
What?
You can't react yet. So
You just fly.
you take.
No, shut up. Things are happening.
Okay.
Is it Amanda's?
So
Can't hear.
Elise, you take 9 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not so
But I
bad.
need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh boy.
Alright.
Here we go. Here we go.
Stay on target.
We got an advantage there.
Yeah,
Or,
and I get
sorry,
plus,
sorry, proficiency.
and I get +1.
Come on, Elise. No more ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be 20, not natural.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. As the
Oh, sorry, how
giant,
much bludgeoning damage?
9.
9. Okay.
So as the giant goat leaps off the top, and you can just see it for the last second, it plants its feet up against right on the edge of the mountain and just headbutts you and tries to throw you off the edge of the cliff. You instinctively just grab your sword and slam it into the ground and drag right to the edge, and you can feel yourself being pulled. You've been shoved 5 feet, but you were not
I'm
knocked prone.
Here?
Yeah, so you're on the edge,
Yeah.
holding on to
Fuck this
that, but you
goat.
were not thrown off the edge of the cliff.
Right. Not
Uh,
fucking today, goat!
And the goat is now standing beside, just kind of looking at you. That's its turn. Less, you're
It's
up.
not a yet.
You look delicious.
Do you want to maybe click that thing real quick?
Click.
It's an action to click the rock.
Oh no.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Because you have to pull it out and click it. So that's
Yeah.
part of the action.
No, I want to kill this thing.
Alright, go for it.
And that's
Pull it out and click it.
You can kill it, I'm hanging on.
So you've got 2 attacks.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't take 2 attacks last turn.
Oh, yeah, you forgot.
Anyway.
Wouldn't make a difference.
Strength proficiency 17 plus 7.
That'll hit.
You didn't do 2 rounds. You did 1 round.
No, you
We
did 2.
got
Oh, you
healed,
did 2.
and then, oh no, you didn't
no.
get a second attack because
Yeah,
you
no.
never got a second round.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I
You took
healed
down
that first
2
one.
wraiths in a round and a half.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay, so this one,
Which
do I
mean
want to
hope.
put in crazy damage?
Really?
I killed one of
You did a
them.
lot. You did a lot, but like 50. They did 63 points of damage in 2 attacks. So, so damage on this one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I want to use one of my maneuvers on it or not.
You want to make.
So I feel like I want to save some.
Oh,
for
technically,
later.
Hope would have also rolled at advantage because he cast Distracting Strike on it.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Oh, Jesus. I wasn't paying attention. I thought you
So that first one could have just
got a bit
this
easier.
one did it with
Still cool. Still cool.
70 points of radiant damage.
Alright.
Alright.
I'm going to save my maneuver.
Alright, go for it.
So this
roll
is
your
going to
radiant
be
damage. So 1d6.
D6 plus
Plus
6.
Alright, d6 plus 6.
6 on the money.
Alright, so 12 points of damage. Alright, so the goat jumping down off the edge of the cliff and planting its feet and almost ramming Elith off the edge. You kind of instinctively, and
Not again!
and reverse of the farmer with the goats. Just
Yeah.
stab the goat as your first attack. You rip it out and blood just starts spilling and just kind of falls over towards you.
Know your place, goat!
Go and make your second
I
attack.
like that we just fought like some undead shit. Now we're beating up a big goat.
I'm gonna cut it off.
9 plus
What's this
6.
goat?
No, 7, sorry. 9
Yeah,
plus 7.
16 will hit. Go
Cool.
roll damage.
I'm doing it again.
Billy goat.
5.
Alright, so
Plus
another 11
6.
points.
Yeah.
So that's 23 points of damage.
How strong
How
is
do
this
you want to do this?
Yeah!
goat? Fuck
Fuck
Almost-
this goat.
Almost seeing Alith die yet again because of me. I'm gonna fill myself with such like that inner rage that I felt from back home that just like lashing out and I go first stab it with the trident, then bite its neck with my fucking trident teeth.
Alright.
So
So
we're
the
just
goat just
sitting
kind of
inside, like-
slamming a leaf off the edge. It kind of turns over to you and just
Like
suddenly just gets
Candy
a
Crush.
trident in the side of the neck, and then it gets ripped out. It just kind of is
Yeah,
bleeding, and
I
then
did
looks
it.
back over and just
Put
sees you
put
just,
some more coins in.
and just go right in and just start ripping the neck right out of the creature and just kind of covered in blood. What you do notice is the fur is abnormally soft against your face.
Oh.
Oh.
It is, whatever this is, living on this mountain, a 9-foot tall giant bloodthirsty goat. Surprisingly nice fur.
Can I skin it?
Like, is
Hey,
it like
I'm gonna skin it.
baby
I kill
goat
I mean,
fur?
what's your survival like? Cause
Is it like
mine is a
baby
7.
goat fur?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like you killed a
Like
giant
it's really
baby goat.
soft.
Yeah.
That's
As
3.
in like it's a baby goat?
Oh, not as in it's like a baby goat, but it is like
Oh god,
Oh,
there's
okay,
a
because
mother
that's what
around.
I was like,
there's not
well,
a 27
fuck.
foot tall giant goat.
Murdered a child.
You do notice so sorry, you said you were gonna skin it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just you?
yeah.
Okay.
I,
go make
I'll
a survival
help.
check.
I
for me.
think that
Oh, this is a bad idea.
This is, we should get.
Well, it's 9
people to
feet,
help.
so it's gonna take a while to skin it.
I think we should help.
Ooh, net 1, yay.
That one, all right.
Another
So you kind of
one.
like going in,
I'm
and
glad I
like,
did for that.
you realize that
Just ruined our
like
whole
a good
goat
2
skin hat.
minutes into trying to skin a goat with your trident, you don't really have a sharp edge, so you're just kind of like poking holes in the skin.
Leaf just starts
and you
standing
realize
there
that
like
it's
this.
just kind of not really your thing.
I wanted to give it to you as a gift, but I'm not very good at this.
What is
Can I
going
help?
on here?
Can I?
Go for it. Go make a survival check. We'll say at advantage.
Oh,
as well.
I would assist.
Yeah, at advantage because we're assisting.
Can I just pop out and be
Oh,
like,
nat
what the
20.
hell is
Hey!
So 27.
Double?
Double nat 20?
Oh my god!
shit!
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Way to use
Take
both
a
the rolls on
picture.
things that don't matter.
You make a
Take a picture
gorgeous
of it.
scarf.
Yeah, I literally made
You make
myself a
the
cloak.
best. Like, let me do this.
Yeah.
Makeover, makeover.
Can I please? Can something cool happen?
Make a full-on
So-
fursuit.
There is actually something if you successfully skin the goat. As you begin to skin it and kind of coming down one side,
It's full of jewels.
you notice that although the fur in most places is very nice, there is a lot of scarring and weapon scarring. You can see bolt holes, arrow fletches that are stuck in the skin and have probably been like riding against the inside of the creature. And as you skin it, you see like half broken arrows stuck and embedded inside muscle tissue inside it. Whatever this creature was, this is definitely not the first time that this has happened. You would imagine this, based on this and based on your experience especially, this is a prize of some kind to a hunter. Creatures like these are often named. You don't know what it is, but skinning it as effectively as you do, And knowing what a trophy would look like, you would take that.
I'm gonna take one of its horns as well.
Okay.
Oh, can you
Very
hollow it
soon,
into
yeah.
like a
Yeah,
And
you're
some-
easily
can-
able to get that broken off.
Sorry, I was
as
gonna
well.
also say if there's any arrowheads that can be salvaged that I can take with me.
Sure.
I would
Um,
say take both horns.
Yeah, you pull one of the arrowheads out, and in comparison to the ones that you have and the ones that Allure has on the bolts, these look a little more rudimentary. Like very, very odd wrappings that you realize are probably like tanned skin in comparison to like fine leather or any kind of wire work on regular bolts. Typically associated with hill folk, things like that. Whatever this creature was, it was most likely a prize to them, and you have
Some mountain
has slain it.
Congrats, friend. Thanks for saving my bacon again.
You're welcome. I was not going to let anything happen to you again.
Well, appreciate it. Glad we were tied together while I was falling off that fucking cliff.
That coat looks amazing, by the way. It looks like the best goat's coat I've ever seen in
Just
my
picture
life.
like that giant coat from like Almost Famous, and like this like.
Yes.
Shit, it was not
You don't see very many goats down under the sea.
I'd imagine not.
Might as
Sea
giant
goats.
goats, very much less.
Sea goats.
Those are cold horses.
Oh, seahorses aren't they quite?
No, that's a seahorse. Whole seas are different.
You could have protected her so much more.
You have one of the goat horns. Did you say?
Yeah, no, I'd say we should take both of them.
Take its head.
You got both goat horns.
goat skull.
Yeah, so you have the giant goat prize, giant goat trophy, you can say.
Okay.
Goat trophy.
It's like the thing you kill something in an MMO and its shape goes into your key item slot, and you're like, well, I
Yeah.
guess this is for something.
I guess I'm gonna come up against a quest at some point.
There we
You're
go.
not sure what, but whatever it is, successfully skinning it.
Can I actually use the skin for like warmth or anything?
Currently, no.
I have to like tan it
You
first.
need to tan it first, but it would be able to be eventually be used to be able to fashion a set of cold weather clothes if you wanted.
Nice.
Or a cold weather cloak.
Goat, 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 goat. Fuck you, goat.
Yeah, fuck that goat.
Fuck that goat.
Traveling on, a little wary, giant goats jumping off cliffs now. But
Leaf has like full on PTSD. Like,
after everything.
Stay close to me.
You start to
All
notice
right.
that the light begins to fade just a little bit. You realize you've been traveling probably the better part of 6 hours, maybe 7 closing in. There's no way of knowing what time of day it is.
Turn around
And it's just a constant winding circuitous route up and around multiple mountain peaks. Eventually the snow begins to fade slightly. You see a snow-swept graven road climbs the mountainside, winding around the frozen edges for what seems like an eternity, closing in on what is probably going to be night soon, before you finally catch a glimmer through the fog. The road ahead fades away under a covering of snow, but it takes you far enough to see the facade of some kind of a temple, carved into the sheer mountainside ahead. Probably a good 300-400 feet as the snow is finally dropped off. You do still have a ways out. The front of the structure, at this distance you would guess easily 50 feet high. And you can see that there are 6 alcoves, each containing a 20-foot tall statue that is glimmering. Kind of a light brown opalescent color.
ooh.
Cool
6.
statue.
6 alcoves, each containing a statue, about 20 feet high on the statues.
It's just like on
Statues
a
resemble
wall.
anything?
So it's imagine sheer wall, 6 inlaid statues,
Okay.
and then you can see that in the center of it, 10-foot tall set of double doors.
Do these statues resemble anything? Gods or...
Doors.
At this distance, no way of knowing. They look like just kind of bulbous shapes.
What color are the doors?
The doors are metal doors.
Ha-ha!
Oh, looks like we found the wrong thing.
Well, let's turn around. Go
What
to the
color
library.
of metal?
What color of metal?
Yeah.
Iron, gray.
Pink.
Well, there's gold, silver, bronze, copper.
Correct.
Can I
The
have...
statues, you would imagine at this distance, with the light what they currently are, those are amber.
What is the exact wording
Oh,
of this?
I was looking at that as
Can I
well.
have Rick
Here's
pop
the
forward
thing.
and like
We'll
examine
know
the
where to go.
statues?
We'll go in
It's
there, and there's
several hundred feet.
Oh, are we
away,
still-
so
okay.
you're not
There
gonna
will
go
be
We're
in.
just
some
coming up to it.
Like he would be able to go by himself, but you wouldn't be able to.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not
to
gonna
we
walk
just
in.
gotta go into every room in here, and once we find some amber doors, we're good to go.
Beyond a set of amber doors, you seek what lies in a pile of treasure: power, strength, a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight.
It's probably the inside.
So we need to find the doors that are
Yeah.
inside.
We just open it up in the amber door. These are
Yeah.
just the outer doors.
Perfect.
No, it's just straight up like built on the
Yeah.
side. Oh, treasure room, cool.
I guess
Sweet.
we're
Done. We're good.
On that
won.
note, I'll be right back.
No, we won.
Got the
Bella.
Oh, do we want to camp out or go into this?
You've got several hundred feet. There are a few alcoves inside
Yeah,
the
it's
mountain
night
that
right
you would
now,
be
right?
able to. It's not night quite yet, but you'd get in there pretty quick.
It might not be a bad idea to just take a quick camp.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think so. Go into this tower. We want to have all of our stuff ready to go.
Yeah.
I thought we said we were just gonna find a big treasure room.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. Let's just go in and find a big treasure room.
Yeah, nothing bad will happen inside. Nothing at all.
You know what you could do to get some more power?
What's that?
You could make a pact.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I think.
Wait for group consensus,
Yeah.
but probably.
I think we're good to
tonight.
camp for
Yeah.
for a mo.
Pact of the Trident.
Camp for the evening?
Seems like
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Don't want to go into this
Oh, man, I'm getting
half-cacked.
fired up on this. We gotta find our lightsaber.
Broadsword made of flame. Broadsword made of eternal flame. Shoddy. Shoddy lightsaber. Can it be
Oh, we
a
already figured-
three-pronged lightsaber?
It'd
Like-
just be a.
Oh, that would be sick.
No, it
Kylo
turns it
Ren.
into a sigh. That's what it is.
Oh, nice.
Oh, a sigh saber.
That would be pretty chill.
Or a light sigh.
But it's on a giant long pole.
Just three really small little things. In there.
Jordy, quick
Yes.
question: are there by any chance any ravens kicking around in this place?
Ravens kicking around. Go make a perception check for me.
I'd like to take a little, like, more thorough look at my ring and put it on
And put it on.
over the beginning of the evening.
I got a 17.
17. Looking around. Nothing overhead.
Fair enough.
Kind of looking back a little ways, you can see a few of them probably at least 1,000, 2,000 feet back
Mm-hmm.
the way that you came from,
Oh.
but they don't appear to be coming any closer towards you.
Fair enough. You know, this.
Excuse you.
Oopsies.
So,
Man, I am like buzzing on. Oh no. Are we going
Shit's
in this
going
today?
down. Oh yeah, we're definitely going in.
Right
It's
on.
only 9:30, motherfucker. We're doing this.
Could have been at a wine country.
alright.
Could be in wine country.
Could have been
right
at the Catalina
Never.
wine mixer.
Never.
I think
This is the Catalina wine mixer.
I'm gonna mix some shit in here. We got a goat coat though, and that's.
We do have gut coat.
Goat coat.
Do you have a go coat?
Hashtag goat coat.
Hashtag good coat.
I am kind of picturing the like. Yeah, just big old fur,
Fight for Kiki.
goat fur coat. Thank you so much. I'm just stressy. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
So, deciding to camp for the evening,
Mm-hmm.
Are you down to camp?
Sure. Yeah.
Get your stuff back.
pulling the wagon off to the side of the road, doing your best to look out 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, closing in on an hour, no movement, no sound, no light. Whatever you are, you would imagine you're the only people within whatever distance you can see or hear at this point. Tents out, a couple of people camping inside the wagon, off to the side of the road as best you can, leaving as much of the path available if anybody else should try to wander through. Are you keeping watch?
Yes.
Always.
No.
Always the most stealthiest of watches.
Okay. Who's keeping first watch?
I'll do first watch.
First watch.
Oh shit. What's the
So,
drop?
Allura. Everybody else tucks in for the evening. Again, very cold. The night before you had a fireplace. This one, even colder than
I'm
that.
keeping my boots
All of
on.
you shivering inside your sleeping bags.
I've got my warm clothes.
Your warm clothes are
Wait,
definitely helping.
can
For
I-
you specifically.
Can I say one thing? Like, I am supposed to be good up to about minus 100, so am I okay?
Minus 100.
Yeah, that's literally what the boots are good for. But yeah, you would imagine you're getting almost
A little chilly.
a quarter of the way there.
Ooh,
It is
dang.
on the chilly side. But between
Yeah, I
the
only
heart-
got one boot
the heart
on
of
then.
cinnamon that Hope has in their pack, keeping everybody a
I'm gonna
little bit
cram
warm,
myself
kind of
into the
creating
other
that faux fire. Go and make your first perception check.
Replace
for
my
watch.
There you go.
No.
I look like a Hawaiian shirt. Oh, it's pretty good.
Shit.
It's pretty balmy out
No
here.
way.
We better get run up on.
That's a 5.
It's a 5. On the first watch, the wind and snow start to pick up again, battering the side of the tent and obscuring your view of the temple, and if anything beyond maybe 30, 40 feet in any direction, just kind of whipping your head back and forth for the better part of 2 hours, looking to see if there's anything in and around. The snow itself does provide a little bit of a blanket covering of the wagon and the tent. You kind of feel fairly well camouflaged against the side of the road, but other than that, seems uneventful.
Cool.
You head to sleep. Who's taking second watch?
I'll take second.
Second. Alright, go make your perception check.
16.
16. The snow begins to die down a little bit throughout the course of the night. Everybody else sleeping relatively soundly. You can see some of the shivering starts to abate a bit. You do notice, as you're listening to the wind howling against the mountains, snow swirling off the edge of the path towards the darkness, the mist coming away from the temple parts slightly. And through that part, you see a skeletal warhorse and a rider, both clad in ruined chainmail. In one hand, the rider holds aloft a rusted lantern that sheds no light. Just an inky black void, almost absorbing the light around it. You realize, in addition to the lantern shedding that no light, anything around it, even the rider itself, seems to have its light being sucked inside that darkness. Wandering down the road, he's 10 feet away from your camp. Did you do anything?
I'm gonna do my best to hide.
Okay. Go make yourself
And
check.
tell no one.
I don't gotta wake you guys just yet. Oh, that's not great for me. That's a 7.
7? Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of tuck yourself in as best you can, kind of like take some snow and just, splotch it on
Snow
yourself a
keeps
little,
falling.
and just suddenly just kind of start shivering a little bit, and all of a sudden Rick just kind of, hey, what's going on? Oh, shit! Right beside you, and the rider doesn't react.
Okay.
Just continues riding 10 feet away. 5. Directly in front of you. 10.
Just like in fucking
Just
Fellowship.
Continues along, not even registering that you're there, head not turning, lamp not taking any direction towards you. It
Would
just continues riding.
I have any concept as to what this could be? I mean, it seems pretty ghostly.
Make a religion check.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's
dang.
better.
It's the Amber Rider.
Did you say a religion check?
Right till I can't. no
17.
more.
17. Based on what you've read and what some of the stories are that you've heard from Hope as well, especially, skeletal riders, skeletal horses especially, are often souls of trapped individuals, unable to leave but desperately trying to escape whatever circumstances they've been put in. At best guess, you would imagine this is the soul of a rider and their horse either attempting to flee the temple or even the ruby itself. You're not sure.
Okay.
But not malevolence.
Okay. Good to
Unless
know.
provoked, you would imagine.
Yeah.
But slowly rides past and off into the mist onto the other side and out of sight.
Cool.
No interactions.
Cool.
Other than that,
Pretty chill.
pretty chill watch.
Because it's cold, you see.
So that'll be yours. Who's taking third?
I can.
Lee? Okay. Go and roll a perception check for me.
Would have been nice to save
You
one
can
of
do
those
this.
220s for something else.
You can do this.
That's a divination wizard, I think, can do that.
18.
Can do what?
18.
18.
Can make 2 rolls and then
Okay.
save one.
You looking out and
Yeah.
definitively, I will not be surprised again. Looking out into the darkness and kind of feeling more secure and just pitch black, being able to look out and see 120 feet in all directions.
It's actually 150 feet.
150.
Dark vision.
Pretty good
Yeah.
dark vision. There goes even better.
Dendral.
Being able to look
It's actually Gluten
right
Stalker.
down off the edge of the road, trailing into what you would imagine is probably the entrance to the Amber Temple. You can't see any of the walls, but you just keep your eyes beaded on that. There is nothing out in front of you. You do hear, as the wind has died off a little bit, off in the distance, high atop the mountain, something that, if it were right beside you, would make sense to be a raven. Several hundred feet away, creature able to make that loud a sound. Not something that you guys want to fuck with. You just kind of slink back into the shadows a little and just kind of keep an eye out above, but nothing. And the better part of 40 minutes to an hour goes by, and you just see a massive 40-foot long shadow just gliding out over the trees below. And you kind of look up and you see up against the moon this gigantic wingspan of this creature, easily 30, 40
can take
foot
it, right,
from
guys?
tip to tip.
We believe in ourselves.
As it goes into a deep dive down into the forest now below, and you just hear a and then see it bringing up a full
Big goat.
sized adult moose in one talon.
Oh yeah.
Not gonna fuck with that.
And just back up and
Big bird.
then kind of tracking it up as best you can, hiding to not be seen, but you see it rises right up near probably what you would guess would be the tops of one of the peaks, and then vanishes. It's like,
Probably some good shit in that nest.
There probably is.
We could go there.
But a
That'll be your
monster
watch.
hunter that
who's taking last watch?
I bet those eggs
Alright.
are delicious.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Steamed eggs.
That's a 7.
Yeah.
Alright. Hearing of all the things that transpired during the evening, nothing. Skeletal rider, giant winged creature. Kind of expecting something to happen. 30 minutes in, hour and a half, twiddling thumbs, waiting for something. Nothing seems to happen. Light begins to break off in the distance, and morning has come. Surprisingly, this close to your destination, right off the edge of the road, where you could be thrown potentially 300-400 feet off the edge. Nothing seems to transpire. Party begins to wake. Light is
Rise and shine.
light is fully available as the morning
That
really
skeleton
begins
guy
to
back.
come out.
He seemed cool.
Nick Cage is not.
So I saw a gigantic fucking raven the size of a dragon.
And there was a skeleton guy that came out of the temple. He seemed chill though.
Where the fuck
This
are we?
place is so great.
We haven't seen any of these things in the other parts we've been in.
I'll actually get you to make a nature check for me. Is that description of that size of a creature actually you as well? Yeah.
Nature?
Nature. Yes.
Dang it.
14.
14.
Just an 11.
11. Raven doesn't sound right. You're not sure exactly what it is, but ravens, even mutated ravens, don't get that large. But
Okay.
there are creatures that do. You just can't quite remember the name of what they might be.
Beasts are my other favorite enemy now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
Damn it, Dirty.
Because it's not a beast.
Dun, 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 dun.
Does
It's a demon.
with my understanding of creatures that get that big,
Yeah.
would I assume that their eyesight is very good?
Most likely.
Okay.
The
He
larger
puts on his
something
reading
is,
glasses.
typically the better its hearing and the better its sight.
Okay. I think that. What color is the top of the wagon?
Top of the wagon? I don't know.
It's
You
got-
guys tell me.
It's got Kirill on it.
No, we told them specifically to make it kind of like, not camo,
Yeah, we did
but like we
say,
said to
like-
make it camouflageable.
Yeah, it was
But
like, it was
that
like
was
burgundy
in-
and green kind of
That
thing.
was
wasn't burgundy, it
in
was
not snow.
Correct.
No.
But there is snow covering the top of the
There is
wagon.
also flame decals.
And a
Yeah.
giant wolf
There's
head.
not really.
There's
flame
not
decals.
actually
What?
flame
And there's a
decals.
giant's werewolf's head mounted on the front
On the
of it.
front, we do
Right,
have the
that-
daddy.
that
It's
I
like the
remember.
pussy wagon in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill, except it says Daddy Wagon.
Yeah, I think we
Flames
told them
inside.
to get it to make like I think we joked about that. But actually in game we told them to actually make it like camouflaged in like
Yeah.
foresty backgroundy
Okay.
colors.
Okay, but
Well,
if
I
you
think
rub a
that
white
likely
spell
we
on-
should, as long as
That was
Alith,
my
you're
backup
okay with
plan.
it, I think that we should probably be using your new white goat fur that seems very camouflagey over us, or
Oh, you mean
The thing that looks like a giant goat, you mean?
We go to Lunar New Year.
I
and
think
go
probably
in
the
there.
best thing we could do is try to camouflage with snow. We can use the goat fur, but hopefully
But do you
tonight-
want to pretend to be a delicious, tasty morsel for
That
Birdie
is-
up there?
That
was my concern.
that's my thought.
Yeah.
Can I? What would I would know the best way to sort of like hide camouflage out in nature against something that has good eyesight?
Camouflage in woods, for sure.
Yeah.
In the snow, unless you've got white stuff available.
Yeah.
And
snow
what
is
color?
about your best bet.
What color is this fur?
Is
You
the
said it was
fur.
like grayish,
Yeah,
white.
it's like a light gray and then slightly. It's got like black roots, and then it fades out into kind of silver tips.
Is Casimir awake?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, hey, Casimir, we're at the temple here. Anything we should be aware of that you're aware of?
Unfortunately, anything that's I knew, I have already told to all of you.
All right.
The extent of the knowledge that I have is simply the path to get us here. Anything on the other side of whatever doors or security lies there, I am trusting that you'll hopefully get me through it.
Do you know
Alive.
anything about Big Birdie up there?
Yes, everything.
Oh, actually.
I
Yeah,
am a bird
It's just,
I am King Bird.
I'm not sure of birds exactly, but I have heard stories of gigantic monstrosity creatures plucking entire bundles of sheep out of farmers' lands, typically referred to as rocks. Rock?
Oh my
Shit.
god.
But guys, what if it wasn't a rock? It
It's
was a rock
probably a
lobster.
fucking rock.
How
Oh,
roughly how large was the wingspan?
at
would
30
you
to
guess?
40 feet.
Oh, a mid-sized one, yes. That sounds about right.
I've encountered them before. It's not something you want to fuck with.
I was not planning on
Wait,
fucking with
underwater?
it.
If you have seen one of those wherever it went to, stay the hell away from
Oh, I
it.
know someone that
I
fought one.
cannot
I
stress
am
this
climbing
enough.
a
We are
mountain.
close enough to our goal. We must get inside.
I agree.
All right.
They're aggressive beasts, and if they see us, they'll chase us down, and they will not stop chasing us until we are dead.
He is not incorrect.
Lars, it's time for you to display your bravery and go first into the temple.
Well, I think we're gonna go first into the temple.
Let's.
How far are we from the temple doors?
Let's
Temple
not
doors?
yet.
300-ish feet.
We're in the
300
parking lot,
feet.
right? Like the,
You're on like a
Yeah, we're in like the
hilltop
dopey lot.
overlooking down into a
You
slight
wanna play?
valley,
Yeah.
which kind of is a sheer mountain edge. Think
Park in
Karnak
downtown
from
Anaheim. Walk to the walk to
Do
Disneyland.
from like Mummy Returns with all the statues outside of it.
Yeah.
It's basically that.
Face.
With 6 alcoves with these giant 20-foot tall.
And we have there's no tree cover, there's nothing
There's
covering us.
nothing.
We just have to make a fucking break
It's
for it.
sheer edge down the mountain, and then it eventually opens up into a large
Okay, we'll just start
plateau,
running.
probably 180, 200 feet across, give or take, and then another 60, 80 feet to the edge of where the temple begins.
Gang,
And
we've
it's all
done
just
for
set
worse.
into the side of like this
Yeah,
giant
that's-
dome, like it's almost just shoved into a mountain, like somebody took a compress.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of? The machine press. And just shoved it against a mountain and created
Hydraulic
this thing out of
press.
it.
Number one in all Barovia.
It's about a shadow of claws.
I mean,
Let's
we're
just
we're
go.
just gonna have to go for it. There's nothing else we
I
can
think
do at this
that
point.
the
Thank
bird rock thing is gone, is eating a meal.
Grabbed its food.
No, it's been gone for hours now.
Well, maybe it had a midnight snack.
Well,
I mean,
let's
if
just
we,
go.
If
We're
we
here.
wanted to be extra safe, we could try to take like the top part of the wagon, like the material, and try to use that as some sort of cover to.
Well, I
get
don't know if there's
through.
going to be. That's
We
gonna
could also
help.
use the statues for cover. It's not going to try and swoop down against a 20-foot statue.
If we're kind of going through the statue.
Yes, exactly, like a
The
serpent.
statues are right up against the edge of the temple.
Okay, but
They're
I don't
not
think-
like set out in a
Okay.
courtyard.
Yeah, we're like 300
I don't think we need to worry about the
There's still a
rock
football
right
field we gotta run
now. Where was it? The peak that it went back to? It's quite a distance away.
Directly above you, but at several hundred feet. You were just hearing the squawking.
Okay.
You was beyond where your vision.
I think we need to just make a run for it.
Before we go into the temple, Laura, I hope I don't offend you by bringing it up, but I think you have 2 items that are both healing types, and you can only use one at a time. Do you feel like
No, I can use both.
Oh, can you? Okay. All right.
You do you, man.
Yes. Okay.
I'm just moving. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my shield out and put that like
Enough of this. Have at you.
out while I run.
Okay. All right. So everybody kind of looking. You've got a fairly steep decline, and it's 10 feet wide. Your wagon is again kind of wheels off the edge a little bit, so you have to be a little bit careful with the wagon. But overall, making good pace. Cinnamon definitely helping, fully latched in and kind of slowly making their way down. Taking the commands from Hope as best they can.
Should we park the cart?
Yeah, we'll park it outside.
Park it outside the thing?
Yeah.
Better part of
I'll pay
3-4
$5 for the
minutes to
parking.
eventually come down to the bottom where the path really opens wide up. You can imagine kind of just like a large protractor. Right? You've got,
Like a proscenium.
yeah, exactly. So it's just a flat
yeah.
edge, and then it's kind of a circular outer area.
Yeah.
And then you've got the 6 alcoves set into the side of the mountain with the 6 statues there, and then the set of, in comparison, relatively small double doors.
Now, do the statues look like anybody?
Statues at this up and close as best you can, very nondescript.
Okay.
They really do.
Statues are each made with a single piece of amber.
Oh.
That's about it.
These might be worth
Each
it.
one
We
is
took
fittingly made of amber, depicting a faceless, hooded figure,
Okay.
hands pressed together in a gesture of prayer.
Okay.
Between the 2 innermost statues, you see the archway with the closed set of double doors.
Okay.
Around the doors, can I just look around, see if there's anything suspicious or weird?
Sure. Go and make a say investigation check.
Oh, you son of a bitch. That was really good. Yeah, 5.
5. Okay. Nothing you can really tell. Doors are closed. Big, heavy iron knockers and door pulls on them. But you would imagine nothing else that you can see.
Anyone want to check this door for some trappy traps?
Knockers. We could just knock. And then we could knock on the door.
I don't touch the door's knockers without asking first.
I can
You
check
ask
for
the
traps.
door?
Okay. Go and make an investigation check.
Excuse me, Mr. Door.
I'm just gonna touch these for 1 second.
19.
19. Doesn't appear to be trapped. Kind of quickly touching the door pulls, kind of tugging on them a little bit. Nothing happens, but pushing on them, you just hear as the door starts to open. Doesn't appear to be locked either.
Okay. I'd push it, but not step through yet.
Okay. So the door just kind of swings open. And looking inside, for you, light drops off almost immediately.
Sick.
You've got a very small amount of light coming in, but otherwise not much. You see icy steps descend about 10 feet down, time-ravaged hallway on both sides. You see that there are, just at the edge of your vision, a pair of arrow slits on either side of the wall, kind of looking towards the center of the hallway that's going down further into the temple.
Can I peek in after Alara?
Sure.
Okay. I have dark vision.
Yeah.
Does that help?
You
at all?
see pretty much the
Base
same thing. You see the base of the staircase.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Vast darkness. You see the landing, but beyond that, even with your additional bit of dark vision, you can't make out any further
Any
details.
like wall sconces or candelabras?
It opens up, so it's 10 feet down.
Yeah.
And then the walls that are on either side end, and it appears to just open up into a large atrium, maybe. I'm not sure.
Can I quickly have Rick pop into one of the arrow slits, see if we can see anything on either side?
Sure. Which one, left or right?
I'll start left.
Left. Okay. Invisible.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
your next question?
Elise,
So,
Guys,
can you
guns,
set your lights down?
Yeah.
so
So my-
as Rick pops around to the left side,
Yeah, what is our marching order right now?
peeking through the arrow slit, you see an empty room with nothing but a few broken crossbow bolts on the floor.
And on the right?
On the right, basically the same thing,
Okay.
broken crossbow bolts, but you do see that there's a skeleton slumped in one corner of the room wearing a faded blue robe, and it has a hand tucked inside the robe at chest height.
Ooh, I want whatever that is.
Check.
I'm not going in yet.
Dude, maybe that's...
So at this point, as Rick is looking,
It's the treasure.
he just catches out of the corner of his eye these floating globules. So you're making 3 globes?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So 3 globes slowly make their way
Actually,
down.
I'll just make one big one.
One big one, so it's a 15-foot
The
radius.
disco ball.
So the ball descends to the bottom. With your dark vision, you, as it's descending, can actually see beyond that. So you see a 20-foot wide balcony of black marble flooring with a shattered railing overlooks a gigantic temple below.
Dang.
Black marble staircases at each end of the balcony descend about 30 feet to the temple floor. The vaulted ceiling is 30 feet above the balcony, so 60 feet from the bottom to the top. And both of the walls on the ceiling are covered in an amber glaze. As your light descends, the oppressive gloom starts to abate slightly. With that light, the amber lends kind of a golden sheen to the surroundings. It helps keep some of the unrest at bay as you are all starting to look down into this.
I'm not.
There is, so that's kind of what you can see looking down through the hallway, but nobody's made their way to the bottom of the staircase yet.
Can we see any sign of the amber doors?
Not currently.
Let's
It
go.
just looks like honey glazed ham in here.
Yes, now's your time to be brave.
Wait, did we see how to get into the arrow slit rooms?
Oh yeah, did
Into the
Rick
arrow
see like
rooms?
rooms or doors into the rooms?
Make a perception check for each one.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be kind of mid back.
That's a 12 for left.
Okay.
And 4 for right.
On the left, you can see that there is a door handle that's fairly clearly visible. On the right, you can't really make out anything
Okay.
potentially behind the skeleton, but you're not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
One thing as well that you do see as your light gets a bit further down, casts a little bit more light. 4 black marble columns support the vaulted ceiling in the center of the temple. And you can see those in a perfect square along the base of the bottom of the balcony. The north end of which, so furthest away from you, stands a 40-foot tall statue of a cowled figure in flowing robes. Stony hands are outstretched as if in the midst of casting a spell. His face is just void of any features, just complete darkness, as if you're staring into just a void light. The statue stands between 2 black marble balconies, both on either side, a statue in the middle, one of which has partially collapsed and fallen on the temple's black marble floor, in front of an open doorway behind that. So kind of second floor, about the same level that you're at. You can see that on the opposite side. The walls of the temple are sheathed in amber, as you've already seen, and the doors leading down from it are made of amber as well.
Let's go.
Does the statue look like the representations of Pelor that we've seen?
There are no features on the face. The hands themselves are more magician spellcaster style, whereas Pelor being deity
Yeah,
is
more
typically in prayer.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start going. I'm gonna start walking.
Traps?
I already checked the door for traps.
Yeah, I'm
But,
walking
like,
through the door.
Okay, you go.
Already happening.
Coming.
So it's 10 feet down to the base. So when you reach the base, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Where am I looking here? A set of amber doors stand closed at the west end of the balcony on your left, and a similar pair of doors stand open on the opposite side. In addition to the amber set that is on the opposite side of that temple area, similar balcony, but on the opposite side with no apparent staircase of how to get to it.
Probably
Can
the hard one is where we have to go.
Probably. I just want Rick to do a quick check down the open door hallway.
Sure. So he just kind of pops over to the right, and he can actually see that there is a door that's set into the wall. That's kind of, you would imagine, potentially the room where the skeleton was. If there was a secondary room, this door would be entrance into that one.
Ooh, okay.
There's the same on the left as well. So you've got kind of a door to enter into an antechamber.
Okay.
And then those ones that potentially may lead into those.
I mean, I want to
doorposts.
try and get into that room with the skeleton. So it was the right side, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Is that the open set of doors?
Yeah. So, but the open set of doors are further down.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like hallway, open set of doors,
Yeah.
and then on this side of the wall is a door that leads into another room. That would make sense to have some kind of a hidden door to go into where those arrow slit ones are.
Okay. I'm going to mention that to the party
Okay.
and let them know that there's a cool skeleton guy in robes clutching a thing, seems like, and it's going to be past a hidden door maybe in this room over here.
Yeah, I can help you look.
Fantastic.
So who all has made their way to the bottom of the staircase so far?
I
Is
think-
anybody waiting outside?
no,
We
think
all
we're
have at this
all
point.
are.
Okay, so everybody's made your way down. Okay.
What are we doing with Casimir?
He's coming with us.
Yeah.
Is he
He,
coming?
he is coming with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the place he wanted
this
to
is
go.
The whole point is he's
Okay.
here to try and speak
Okay.
to or resurrect his sister. So Elif, as you get to the bottom with your vision, you notice in addition to the arrow slits that were along the sides as you were walking down the stairs, that there are 3 arrow slits cut in the walls on both sides, overlooking the bottom area. 1, 2, 3.
I think
They're all,
we should be careful because there's more arrow slits along here, and they're looking down at right
Wait, what?
where we're walking up to.
what is this?
Do they look like? Can I see anything protruding from them? Do they look trappy?
Make a perception check.
Trappy.
Do they look trappy?
Can I like
I'm so confused
scan
what
the
this is.
floor
This is a temple.
pretty
But, like,
thoroughly
why are
to see if there's
all
any
these
like
dumb
That's
holes?
dangerous.
pressure
Place.
pads or anything
Make an
like
investigation.
that?
24.
24. Nothing poking through. Dead silence in the room. No torchlight. No light of any kind except from your one large globule.
Okay.
10.
10. Gingerly stepping on the ground. Pretty solid. You kind of go 10, 15 feet in one direction, make your way back to the other side.
Cool.
Pretty standard on the floor. One thing you do notice as well is that in comparison to the amber statues that were outside, the statue that's on the opposite side is large, faceless statue, similar to the ones that you saw inside, but it doesn't appear to be made of amber.
Mm-hmm.
It's more rough cut. And the ones outside very smooth, very as if they had been purposely seamlessly cut. You would likely guess this is made of some kind of stone, maybe granite, but definitely a difference from what you're used to seeing.
Does it look like it's maybe the same figure as the ones outside, or is it different?
Different form. The ones outside, the faces were fairly nondescript, but you could still kind of make out a face. This one is just black void, as if there is nothing of a face at all.
Does it look like the creature you saw outside? The one on the horse?
Does it?
The one outside,
Yeah, the skeleton.
the skeleton had a face.
Oh, yeah, so no.
It was the light was the void that it seemed to be carrying. Looking at that, it looks very similar to it, as if you were looking into that. What would normally be a torch, but instead just absorbed everything. It's just this blackness. Very similar thing covering the face of that.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door that would lead to the right antechamber.
So, pushing open the door, you see shattered bits of wood cover the floor of a cold 20-foot square room.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing of any real interest at first glance.
Okay. Hey, Elif, you want to come in here and help me look around for doors?
Sure. I'll go in there kind of carefully.
You just kind of like running your hands along the wall a little bit, just kind of looking over. You do notice that there's one stone that seems to be pulled out a little bit, and and then door slides open to the side, revealing the room that you had seen through Rick's eyes. Skeleton in the corner, blue robe on him, and a hand clutched inside the chest.
I'm gonna search that skeleton.
Okay. Easy enough. You pull the hand out, and inside the hand grasps fingers cold and completely compressed around a wand.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Careful with that shit.
Oh, but it's a wand.
It's a wizard wand.
That is a wizard wand. Wizard's stupid.
Oh, last wand we have was a snowball wand.
I could probably check what it is pretty quickly with the
You've got my
Oh, with
the
the-
lettering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, who's got good handwriting? I'm a doctor. I don't have good handwriting.
what kind of
Damn it.
last
Liz,
time
I'm a doctor, not.
Allura did it and it
Let's get old Laura in here when
She's got doing the thing.
she's done doing a thing.
it's an intelligence check, right?
Yeah. So
Sorry to metagame, but yeah, I think Allura's got good book learning.
Help out if
Oh yeah, you've got
Yeah.
good. You're a temple trained.
I've done it a few times.
Yeah, give it a go.
There you go, Hope.
Alright.
and they take the book and kind of begin to write in my surprisingly good handwriting inside the book. So it's an intelligence check. right? What is? Can you read off the card for me?
Hey, have you got any mojo you can pop over to
Part of Illiver, take
Old
it.
Hope there?
Yeah, can I cast guidance on them for the check at all?
Yeah, you'd be able to do that. Sure.
Someone has it on the hood.
Allura does, I believe.
Illiver has it. Check the cards.
Back of the time. I'm getting a real does anyone know the first dungeon in Skyrim, when you climb up
Yes.
the mountain? Yeah, no,
That-
this
I
is
know, I was
what
thinking
I'm getting
about that.
because there's the guard tower and
Yeah.
everything.
It's intelligence
Totally.
plus
Fucking
proficiency.
DC 12 intelligence check.
Just intelligence check.
So we're gonna
Yeah.
fight
No,
a
it
frost
doesn't say add your
spider.
proficiency.
The character makes a DC 12 intelligence check on
Okay.
success if the item is blah 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 blah.
Alright, so DC 12.
Plus
So with
D4.
a plus 1 bonus plus a D4. Oh wait, I'm rolling the wrong dice. I gotta roll the hope dice. Glitter
Dice.
snot.
Glitter
There you go.
snot.
Hope time.
Now there are 6 pages.
Ooh.
Oh no.
That is an 8.
No,
Big
Unfortunately,
fucking
natural
yikes.
3 plus a 4 on the D4, but so they kind of writing it into the book as best they can, waiting for the ink to absorb.
Gotta
Nothing
check for
happens.
reception.
Page just remains inked, but
Shoot.
nothing of any.
I mean, we could get
note
Allura to
otherwise.
do it. She's got pretty handwriting.
Can we still check it once someone's failed to do it?
Just use another
Yeah,
page.
just
Just
got
use
another
another
page.
page.
Right, okay.
Yeah, we got 6
We got so many pages.
We got 6 pages left.
Roll to identify my hat.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do
It's
that.
just typically the same
Sarah.
character wouldn't be able to do it
Right.
twice because they've already attempted it once.
Yeah. Because, this guy looks pretty dead and he's holding this thing, so I don't super want to touch it just yet.
That's
But-
totally.
Are we just staring at it?
I'm
Or
just
is
looking at this
it-
guy.
No one's picked it up. We're all just
18.
looking at it.
They just
Yeah, no.
walk to a 3.
I don't want to touch it.
Is there
just
anything
yet.
else
This
in
guy's
this
dead
room?
and he's holding it.
Nothing else. Skeleton, blue robes that he's wearing, hand clutched inside the chest now.
What do the robes look like?
Do you wanna quickly
Tattered,
describe this?
moth-eaten
We found a
almost.
wand, and maybe you could use your pretty handwriting to
Oh,
put it in the
I'll
book.
use the pretty handwriting.
I
I just-
tried, but I wasn't able to.
It's okay, Hope. The important thing is you tried your best. You know what could have made it try harder though. A
I just
pact.
wanted to say congratulations to my brother and his fiance. They got engaged this evening.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Congratulations.
I'm really happy.
That's kawaii as fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
That explains why your phone's been ringing off the hook.
Yeah, no, he's been trying to call me and he just texted me. He's like, she said yes.
Aw, cute.
Okay, what do I do? I forget how to do
So
this.
you
Does that mean
Um,
does she get
So it's
advantage now?
intelligence check, and
'Kay.
Leaf is
Yeah,
giving
cast
guidance, so you get an extra D4.
Oh, okay, cool.
Boost it.
Well, that's
Yeah, make
already good
it,
enough.
yeah, 18.
Plus intelligence.
Plus, oh, yeah, 19.
19. Yeah, that's more than enough. So
So there are 5.
the wand, and again, unfortunately, this is the last one. I didn't expect you guys to get this far, I'll be honest. However, I do have a thing for the wand. And where is it? So the wand is a wand of secrets,
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
which has 3 charges.
Okay.
While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge, and if a secret door or trap is within 30 feet of you, the wand pulses
Oh, it's a metal detector.
as you get closer, essentially hot or cold, to where that thing is.
Hmm.
It regains 1d3
Very
extended
handy
charges daily at dawn.
That does seem cool, but it also seems useless to me.
Okay.
It does not require attunement.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, go for it, Leaf.
Thanks.
Thank
I
you,
mean,
got it.
I've got
You us in
pretty.
here.
I'm pretty good at spotting things, so if it's telling me, giving me a ping where it is, I can probably check it out.
And it just starts pinging quicker the closer you get to something.
Okay.
There's
Cool.
another card written
So it's
into that
3
note.
charges.
3 charges.
Okay.
And it regains 1d3, so roll a d6 and have it, rounding up, and it regains that many at dawn.
Cool.
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 Yeah.
Okay. That'll be very handy in here.
So do we want to
Yes.
go to one of
Would
the
make
amber
sense.
doors?
I mean,
what
I
is
want
it?
to
Sorry,
check the
it's
other room
traps
just to be safe.
and-
So, secret door or trap within 30 feet.
So if there's more than one, it'll tell me about both of
You
them.
want to test that
It'll
right now?
ping,
Yeah, let's
and
get
as you
that
get
boy.
closer to each, the pings will become more intense.
Okay, cool.
Can I check the left door?
The left door? Sure.
Yeah.
So kind of popping your way out, walking back along the balcony, going to the left door, knowing where the door mechanism was on this one, you easily find it and shove it in, and the door rumbles aside. Broken bolts from crossbows That's it.
Nothing of any interest in the room itself.
Almost identical to the one opposite,
Okay.
just broken, splintered
Dead
wood.
wizard.
A couple of pieces of straw, you would imagine what might have once been like a bed, but has been not only broken by the elements, but probably also stripped.
Oh, hey, I meant to ask. That robe that the dead guy was wearing.
Yeah,
I asked about
she
it.
asked as well. Moth-eaten, riddled
Oh.
with holes.
Yeah, no, I don't want
Whatever
it.
it was, it looked like it was probably an actual just garment, not anything of any real importance.
Not interested then. Amber doors.
So you got closed set of amber doors on the left, open set of amber doors on the right, giant staircases going down to the huge open atrium with a statue on the far end, and then 2 balconies on either side at the far end of that, about from where you are now, 80 feet away.
I think we check the guys up here first.
I'm guessing that the one down below kind of looks like the central one, so whatever
There's
we're here for is
2 balconies, right? With
2
amber
balconies
doors?
with doors. There's no
No, I
doors
know.
underneath.
But the one that's so it's like one here, and then isn't there one
Across
at the
there's
back?
also
Yeah.
2.
So sorry. So you guys are on a balcony
Yeah.
overlooking the bottom area. There's 2 balconies on the other side, same height that you're at. One of them has a door. One of them does not.
Okay.
And the whole area down below is just dark, with a single statue and the 4 pillars. Those are the only things that are of any real note there.
Okay.
I think we gotta check
Reminds
out these
Laura.
doors up here first.
I think you're
There's
probably
a bunch
right.
of doors.
We may as well work our way through.
Systematically figure
Stay
this out.
close, stay
Let's
close.
check those
Let's
open doors
everyone stay
first.
together.
So which
Do you want to whip out the
right?
wandy
I'm
wandy
going
thing
through
and
the
see
open
if it
doors.
works?
doors are open doors are on the right.
I mean,
Going
let's
through
wait
the
till
right.
the doors are actually. Oh well, you know, are both the doors that within 30 feet of us where we're standing right now?
Within 30 feet of you.
Yeah. Isn't that the one's range?
It is
30
the
feet?
one's range. Yeah, let me just double check.
Especially if they're already open.
Should we?
Open
Are we
the
using the
widest
wand right
open.
now?
I mean, we can. We don't have to.
I mean, we're going through the open doors, so we
the
know
doors.
Right.
So from where you are, because you're over on the left side right now, the set of closed doors is about 10, 15 feet away.
they're right up here.
The ones on the other side, you're looking at a massive 10, 20, 30, 70 feet to where the open doors are. It's a long balcony
Let's
hallway.
just hit these ones right here.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Let's wait. Okay, I'm not gonna
Amber
use the
doors?
wand yet.
So-
Open doors.
Open doors?
Closed doors. We're
So
going to the
fair.
ones that are close to us.
Okay.
Close. I'm
to
so
you-
sorry.
The ones that are close to you are the closed doors.
Okay, we're going through those.
Close, closed doors.
So,
Sorry.
just opening the doors.
Yeah.
No, I will check them for
Hey,
traps.
whoa, whoa,
I will
whoa,
check
hey, hey, hey.
them
Okay.
I'm just making moves, guys. So
for
we do stuff.
traps.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
and
Do I have? I don't have guidance. That was
Can I
I
assist?
died.
You can assist.
I can dash.
freaking
At
natural
advantage.
one.
At advantage, I'm
Assisting.
assisting.
Oh, thank you.
Nat 1 again. 2 nat 1s. How do you like them
What the
apples?
fuck?
Doors are not trapped. You
Yeah,
might be
doors-
more sure of anything
Doors
in your life.
seem.
I am convinced.
So
Lead the way, Allura.
They're fine. Less? I would open them.
okay. Regularly, stealthily, how are you opening
take 'em open.
Stealthily.
Yeah,
I would.
right.
I
Are
would
you
do
all being
stealthy.
stealthy at this point?
Oh, yes.
No,
Okay,
probably.
I'll get all of you make stealth
Why
checks.
don't I cast
Yes.
pass without trace before we go any further?
Do you?
I cast it.
Okay, pass without trace has been cast. So plus 10 to whatever your stealth roll is at disadvantage.
Yeah.
At disadvantage?
For
Just for,
Oh,
for him
okay.
and for Oak. Hope's at disadvantage. Oh, it's a natural 19 and a 5.
No.
So with stealth, that would be 17,
16.
16,
26.
26,
25.
28.
28,
15.
15. Okay. Quieting your footsteps as best you can. A little bit of the clinking metal, whatever the shadows are, kind of holding some of the plates in place almost, as you're kind of very slowly getting
I
to
support, bro.
the door.
It's not the clap my.
Who's opening the door?
I said I was gonna do it gingerly.
So gingerly opening the door. Go and make a sleight of hand check for me.
Oh, that's cool.
This
That's a
dice
little
is
trick shot.
not.
Y'all gotta get new dice, yo.
Use one of these ones. Use your friend, the metal die.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
This is gonna go bad. It was a 4 plus. It's a 10.
Leaf remembers he left something in the wagon.
Dog flies back to the Wizards of Wine.
Bye.
So, very gingerly opening the door.
I have to go
You-
now. My planet needs me.
Start to push a little bit, and then you start to hear metal scraping on metal coming from inside the room.
Yep. That reads.
You're dead.
You kind of just pause for a second and like, oh god, it's a trap, it's a trap. And then the metal scraping kind of abates, and then you just hear, shh. Shh.
Someone's.
Hey, you think this is sharp enough yet?
Hey, it's a friend.
Oh, we
And
don't
then
know.
another voice a bit further away. Pasadena. Ugh, this is trash. Nobody ever showed you how to sharpen a blade. Gotta fix everything.
Would we have all been hearing this?
Because the door was very slightly peaked.
Can I knock?
And then shuffling of cloth and the scraping of metal on metal begins again, echoing around across the walls and out through the slate.
Okay, upon hearing that, I lower the light. I know it sucks for you, but like we don't want to be seen by these guys.
With the light lowering behind you that was kind of creating shadows on the door, you do notice that there is torchlight coming from somewhere further inside.
Cool.
This area.
Coming further.
I want to knock. I'm gonna knock.
No.
I'm knocking. Nope, too late. Called it. Knocking on the door.
Shotgun.
I call knocking.
So
Shotgun.
You're hearing the
Hello.
I'm gonna step to the side and put my back against the wall
Warlock here.
beside the door.
and that's what we're gonna pick up next week.
Oh!
Shit.
I am like
Friend or
hiding
foe?
against the wall. Can I roll a hide check?
You already rolled a stealth check.
Damn, and it was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicely done. So yeah, you guys got a lot further than I was
Yeah,
expecting.
no,
I thought that wraith fight was gonna take a lot longer, and then I was like, oh right, Hope's kind of made for this. Dead.
And
Undead.
You were
fucking
hoisted
smite,
by
all
your
the
own
smite.
petard.
Yeah, I was. I was just like, yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Let's just blow some stuff and then just like, oh, cool. It's
Let's unbuckle this belt and see how far this goes.
Oh boy. Yeah, this
30,
was the theme of
35
the
damage
evening.
on the first attack and 27 on the second.
Oh my
Well,
god.
Yeah.
guys, thanks for coming into the stream.
I
Yeah.
told Emma,
Meant
I
to
was
be a
like,
fat belly,
Hope
not what
just
you were
hit
thinking.
for 35 points, and they were like, what? I was like, yeah, you need to talk to Jordy. See what that combo was. And they were like, yeah, I'm
It's a
going
bonus
to.
action first level spell, and then blow a second level spell when you hit with a melee attack, and then you get a second attack. But
Yeah.
it-
What the
You'll
actual
razzle
fuck?
dazzle.
Damn, Jordy. I'm going to have to watch it all on YouTube to catch up.
yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was.
Check us out on YouTube,
All right.
Dicecream Sandwich,
At Dicecream
to
Sandwich,
catch
right?
our back episodes.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Every episode gets uploaded when I have time. So
Whenever I have time. Yeah.
hopefully it'll be tomorrow. It usually is the next day. So
Watch The Dragon Prince on Netflix, dab on your haters, and
Watch
kill
some
the
guy.
spire, everyone.
say hello to your mother for me, all right?
Also, shout out to hashtag YVRDMs because they said hi in chat.
Yay!
Thanks for supporting the local. Yay.
Yeah.
We
We so local it hurts.
And yeah, we had a nice couple of people follow us. We had Genderless Jay has followed,
Nice.
Lieutenant Ian,
Oh.
and Lord DM402. So thanks everybody.
Nice.
For tuning in
Oh,
tonight.
so close to 420.
Yeah, so close.
That was good, Sid.
Let's
That
go.
was
Awesome.
I'm
It was-
stoked that we're here. Like, how long have we been talking about the fucking Amber Temple?
I know.
Forever.
Fucking finally.
Friggin'
You know what? Less time than you spent in Vallaki.
Yeah.
to date, we're going back.
It's true. Awesome. So
I
thank
have
you again,
plans.
everybody, for tuning in. We will look forward to seeing you here next week, same time, same place. Bye.